Fighting Renan Barao, he's a tough guy. He's well-rounded, but tonight I'm going to beat him and I'm taking his belt.
Acho que o Ed vai ficar bastante desapontado, né? Porque ele não vai tirar meu cinturão nem ninguém.
Both of us have 9 knockout wins. Only difference is I have 6 submission victories. He's going out one way or another.
Jon Jones doesn't scare me at all. It's just I see him as an obstacle in my career, and he's the only thing that stands between me and the belt.
Alexander believes he has the key to beat me, but he's wrong. I come to every fight a completely different fighter, and you're all going to see that tonight.
Time to end this suffering. I need a minute to myself. You will never get to me. What can't be done, I'll do myself. What's wrong to fall? What's the look at control? What's the wrong to fall? No one, I'm wrong to break. What's the wrong to fall? What's the look at control? What's the wrong to fall? No one, I'm wrong to break. You will never get to me. What can't be done, I'll do myself.
We are live inside Air Canada Centre in Toronto, Ontario. This is UFC 165, Jones versus Gustafsson, presented by Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, in stores October 29th, also coming on PlayStation 4 system and Xbox One. Tonight's SAP is brought to you by UFCEspanol.com. Tonight's broadcast is available in 100% Spanish. Let's get things started. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Goldberg. Welcome once again to the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Not one, but 2 belts are on the line tonight. And in our main event, Jon Jones will look to set the UFC light heavyweight record with his 6th consecutive title defense, a record that has lasted over a decade. And for Jon Jones, he has a habit of making extraordinary fighters look very ordinary. My partner is always Joe Rogan. What a matchup. Alexander the Mauler Gustafsson, very confident that he can lead with the belt tonight.
He is very confident. He's a young fighter. He's got a great reach. He's got great kickboxing skills. But in facing Jon Jones, he's facing the greatest talent that we've ever seen inside the octagon. Jon is that unique, perfect storm of athleticism, talent, intelligence, charisma, and a very unique physical frame. Jon is very long and tall. Gustafsson is the first fighter that he has ever faced that has that. Gustafsson is actually taller than him. He has fantastic striking. He has fantastic endurance. He is a legit threat, and he is very confident that he will dethrone Jon Jones tonight and be the next UFC light heavyweight champion. I mean, look at that weigh-ins. Jon Jones looking up at an opponent. When have you ever seen that?
We have not seen it before. Jones will have a slight reach advantage, but size-wise, the matchup is virtually identical. The other belt on the line, of course, is the interim bantamweight belt held by the Brazilian Renan Barao.
And what a barn burner this is going to be. Renan Barao is one of the most dynamic fighters in the UFC. He's so explosive. He leaps into techniques like this flying knee that he caught Brad Pickett with. His Brazilian jiu-jitsu game is truly world-class. But Eddie Wineland is the original WEC bantamweight champion, and he has a piston for a right hand. He is one of the most brutal power punchers in the bantamweight division, and he's extremely confident that his power is going to lead him to the interim bantamweight championship tonight.
Dominic Cruz has been out about 2 years. He will be watching this fight very closely tonight. The interim bantamweight belt is on the line. Also on the card tonight in Toronto, two of the UFC's hottest fighters. In the middleweight division, Francis Carmon puts his 10-fight winning streak on the line against Costa Philippou. And in the heavyweight division, Matt Mitrione, who's coming off a 19-second knockout win, faces equally heavy-handed Brendan Shaw. Our rules of the Octagon are brought to you by Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, in stores October 29th. Also coming on PlayStation 4 system and Xbox One. 3 judges scored the bout duration, 3 5-minute rounds. Tonight's 2 championship fights are scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. A 10-point plus scoring system is in effect, with the round winner gaining 10 points, his opponent 9 or less, based on effective striking, grappling, aggression, and octagon control. Tonight's UFC 165 is presented in high definition by Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, in stores October 29th. Also coming on PlayStation 4 system and Xbox One. We are ready to get the battles underway. Unbeaten in his mixed martial arts career, Khabib Nurmagomedov plans on remaining perfect by taking out Pat Healy. After 20 wins without a loss, Khabib Nurmagomedov began calling for one of the lightweight division's top contenders. Tonight, he gets his wish in the form of hard-charging, former Strikeforce contender, Pat Healy.
I'm riding a great streak right now. I want to keep that going, and to do that, I need to make this a fight and not a grappling match. I think he's a great wrestler, but you know, I don't think he's been tested in a true fight situation, and I'm going to do that.
Я считаю, что это будет бой вечера, потому что он имеет манеру агрессивного боя, и также я обладаю такой же манерой. И я считаю, что сегодня вечером столкнутся 2 электрички, которые идут на всех парах, и они оба имеют хорошие победные серии. Я думаю, на самом деле это будет бой вечера.
Owner of one of the most impressive unbeaten streaks in mixed martial arts today, Russia's Khabib Nurmagomedov has proven he can hang on the UFC level as well, beating Kamal Shalarus, Gleison Tibau, Thiago Tavares, and Abel Trujillo. Tonight, though, is his toughest test yet.
Ну, я считаю, что я буду доминировать в этом бою, я буду все время напрягать его, давить на него и постараюсь ему навязать свой бой. И также у меня есть домашние заготовки, которые мы с тренерами готовили к нему. И я считаю, что выиграет этот бой, потому что я навяжу свой бой.
Unbeaten in his last 7 fights, Pat Healy soared to the top of the Strikeforce lightweight division and didn't skip a beat with an impressive effort in his UFC return against Jim Miller. Tonight, he looks to pin a 1 in Nurmagomedov's loss column.
I'm going to beat Khabib tonight because I have a better game plan. I'm going to put it all together, and I've trained perfectly for this fight, and I think it's all going to come together in a perfect storm.
days, I'm going to ask Khabib Nurmagomedov what's up with that crazy wig that he wears to every weigh-in and every walk-in. I don't know why he does it. I guess maybe so people remember him, but they're going to remember him for his talent. He's a very, very talented fighter who's a two-time Russian combat sambo world champion. And Russian combat sambo is a lot like MMA. It's like MMA with a judo jacket on. They wear headgear and fight with MMA gloves and utilize a lot of the techniques of MMA. And so he has very good striking, but man, his grappling is something truly outstanding. Fantastic throws, great submissions, fantastic control, and he has been able to dominate every single opponent that he has fought with those combat sambo skills.
Had a UFC record 21 takedowns against Abel Trujillo. As always, he walks in his traditional Russian sheepskin hat, the papaha. Unbeaten, 20-0, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Is that what that is? It's a Russian sheepskin hat?
Yes.
Why does he wear that? Did he tell you?
I have no idea, because he's Russian. Okay. He did not tell me. I did not ask.
I thought it was just a crazy blonde wig.
Traditional Russian sheepskin hat.
Bet it's warm.
It is indeed. Well, it's cold in Russia. The papaha. Hope I'm saying that right. Pat Bam Bam Healy, a true veteran of the sport, tonight his 48th professional fight. Fought a ton of fights in Strikeforce, was victorious in all but one. And he's coming off a win against Jim Miller, which turned into a no contest, but an impressive fight indeed in Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah, that was a no contest, unfortunately, because he tested positive for marijuana. I don't think it helped him win that fight. But Jim Miller is a tough, tough guy, and Pat Healy really took it to him in that fight. It was a huge UFC debut. Pat is one of the biggest lightweights in the UFC today. He's enormous. I do not know how he makes a weight class, but he's one of those blazing T-bow guys where you see him and you go, how what? Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. Fantastic grappler. And that's what's interesting about this fight, is that he is a really solid grappler both in wrestling and in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm really interested to see how that matches up and how he can counter the combat sambo skills of Khabib Nurmagomedov that have been a huge puzzle to everybody he's faced inside the octagon.
Pat Healy likes to make it a scrappy fight. He's an in-your-face kind of battler on a 7-fight unbeaten streak. His only loss at 155 in the last 3+ years was to Josh Thompson, who's going to fight for the title.
Josh Thompson is one of the most underrated guys in the game today, and I think that's a fantastic fight with him against Anthony Pettis. Can't wait to see that fight, but yes, that was a very good fight, and Josh got him and eventually submitted him. Pat Healy, and you see him step into the octagon. How is that 155 pounds? That's a huge dude.
And that size difference was a factor against Jim Miller.
Yes, and what he said in this fight was that he wants to turn this into a fight. He said Khabib is a fantastic grappler, but what he wants to do is make it a fight. Let's see if he can do that.
Our Tale of the Tape is brought to you by SafeAuto.com, keeping you legal for less. Visit for a free quote. Healy, 5 years the elder of Nurmagomedov. Pat Healy will have a 4-inch reach advantage. To officially get things started, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, Ontario, Canada for UFC 165, presented by Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, in stores October 29th. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a perfect professional record, 20 wins, no losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of Dagestan, Russia, Khabib, the Eagle, Nurmagomedov. And now introducing his opponent, fighting ring, out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist, holding professional record, 31 wins, 15 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 155 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Portland, Oregon, USA, Pat Bam Bam Healy! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Yves Lavigne.
Yves Lavigne, our referee. For our first fight live on pay-per-view, there is the beautiful Ariani, the lovely Brittany. Our entire crew here in Toronto for the 5th time in UFC history. And here we go. Red trunks for Pat Bam Bam Healy. White trunks for Khabib Nurmagomedov.
And if Nurmagomedov has an advantage in the striking department, it may be in speed. Bam Bam's a big, tall guy, but he's not necessarily known for being lightning fast. He's more of a grinder, and he just mauls his opponents. Whereas Nurmagomedov will jump in and explode with techniques.
Make it scrappy, make it ugly, make it uncomfortable for your opponent.
Like that uppercut and left hook. Very quickly landed.
Nurmagomedov, 7 wins by knockout, 7 by submission, and he's finished 10 of his last 12 wins.
Pat is such a veteran, though, Mike.
Big test for the 25-year-old.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why this is so interesting. And we're going to find out what's... I mean, look, unquestionably, Nurmagomedov is very talented. But when you get to see a fighter step up his game and move up in competition like this, that's when you really find out if there are any holes in his game.
Trying to put combinations together. He's trying to get there first, Joe. That time Healy did.
And of course, we have seen him against top guys like Gleison Tibau. Won a very close decision over Gleison. He's swinging those punches.
And Healy pushes forward.
And this is the typical type of Pat Healy fight. Grinds on dudes. Constant pressure.
I mean, if you're able to grind on Jim Miller, who's a great grinder, that says something.
Yeah. Look at that. Step in with that uppercut.
Nice kick. Healy just puts the head down and starts charging forward. Nurmagomedov, when he leads, he comes with that left quickly.
Yeah, he does. He likes to leap in with the hook, the left uppercut.
That time it was the right, Joe. And there's the left uppercut you spoke of. Flying knee. Uppercut again.
Flying knee there.
Yeah, he's getting to the punch first right now.
Yeah, that's the advantage that he will have in the stand-up is the speed. And his reckless abandon in which he leaps in with these techniques. I mean, that could cost him against a really decorated striker.
Uppercut.
Oh, man.
That connected.
Pat's got a little bit of a cut on his left cheekbone. But that's nothing new. He's got a lot of scar tissue from all those wars.
Sometimes Pat Healy doesn't get going until he's bloody. He's been in so many great battles. 31 career victories. Nurmagomedov leading with the uppercut a ton. That can leave you open for a big right hand. See if Healy recognizes it. You drop that hand for the uppercut.
Well, if he becomes predictable with it, that's when it can become a problem. If someone lost the mouthpiece here, I believe it's Nurmagomedov.
Go, go, go. Do that quick. Put that back. Put it back. Come over here.
Even gets him right back underway. Lightweight fight continues. Be some blood on the forehead.
And interesting,
Healy too.
Nurmagomedov's in his corner. Josh Thompson is in Nurmagomedov's corner. Good right hand there by Pat to the body.
Nurmagomedov, that AKA Joe, so that makes sense.
Ooh, beautiful uppercut and then hook by Nurmagomedov. Nice inside leg kick. Goes high.
AKA the home of our heavyweight champion, Cain Velasquez. American Kickboxing Academy in San Jose, California.
Healy again, constant pressure, just bobbing and weaving, trying to avoid the punches, taking the ones that he has to, and then continuing to attack forward.
Oh, again with the flying knee. Dynamic, to say the least.
Yeah, wild striking by Khabib. Nice left hook there.
He's bloodied Healy up. Now Healy comes forward.
And he gets the takedown.
30 seconds on the clock here in the first round.
Control from Nurmagomedov. See if Healy can get back up. Trying to pummel under with that left arm. Can he? Yes, he can. Right back up to his feet. And lands a good punch. Nurmagomedov with a takedown again. And gets it again.
Final seconds of the round.
Good round for Nurmagomedov. Oh, good shot. Two good shots. A good right hand at the buzzer.
You guys got to get
In the corner of Pat Healy.
Get your breathing down. Get that breathing. Couple good breaths for me. Couple good breaths.
Very minimal, very minimal.
Okay.
Here.
Okay, Pat, you're doing great, man. You just got to get a little more side to side. You're doing great on the cage. Just peel that guy off. Keep your back on the cage.
Throw the kick inside, like we did over there. Block the inside kick when he throws it to you, all right? Yep.
Doing good when you're wrestling first, man. When you clinch up, you're wrestling first. You're doing a good job of peeling him off there.
Yeah, keep that wrestling going, Pat. Keep that breathing going. The more you breathe.
And here we see Nurmagomedov with a flying knee. Caught Pat on the chin. And there's the cut. Was open with that uppercut. And here's the end of the round. Look at this right hand. Boom, right on the chin.
Come on, go on. Get out of here now. Let's go.
But man, can Healy take it. That was the same type of uppercut that floored Thiago Tavares. But the chin of Pat Healy is something special.
40 significant strikes landed in the first round by Nurmagomedov. About 2-to-1 advantage over Pat Healy in the first 5 minutes.
Pat's ripping to the body now, and Nurmagomedov continues to move back and then explode forward. There's a nice jab.
Yeah. Mentioned the strikes a moment ago. Our stats are powered by Ram.
Nurmagomedov's got his back.
Guts, glory, Ram.
Keep working, Dad.
Pat back to his feet again. And this is what I thought was going to be interesting about this fight. Pat Healy's literally the perfect opponent to show what Nurmagomedov is capable of because he's so durable and because his grappling is so good. Look, right back up to his feet.
I mean, in this, with Nurmagomedov coming off a UFC record 21 takedowns against Abel Trujillo in his last fight, as I mentioned. Healy, again, as you said, Joe, wants to turn this into a scrap, a dogfight, make it ugly. So far, Nurmagomedov's movement has not allowed Healy to do so.
Well, let's see how long you can keep that up. I mean, you're burning off a lot of energy when you're leaping in constantly and throwing full power into your shots the way Nurmagomedov is doing. And he's kind of backed off a little bit with 3:20 to go in the second, which leads me to believe that he's probably trying to pace himself. And Pat Healy is, nice head kick. Pat Healy's known for being able to push this kind of pace through 3 and even 5 rounds.
Lead left hook. And you see Healy's just trying to move him back towards the fence and beat on him.
And he's constantly pressuring. But Nurmagomedov continues to get off these shots. Another question is, does he get discouraged? Then he can't hurt Pat.
Right. Uppercut again.
Those punches are coming slower. Look, his arms are getting heavier. And there's plenty of time to go in this fight. You haven't even hit the halfway point. And Pat tagged him. Yep. And he tagged him again.
Pat tagged him right as he threw the hook.
And now the punches are more labored, obvious to see coming, and Pat's ducking under him better.
Tries the flying knee, but he was not even close.
Not even close, and they're slower. He's leaping in and just doesn't have the energy to do the same sort of dynamic moves that he did in the first.
Good knee to the thigh by Healy.
That's when a fighter, like, is one of the more important aspects of being technically sound, is that you don't have to do all that wild stuff. When a guy's just learning how to strike, but is very athletic, that's when you tend to see him do, throw full power and everything. But Nurmagomedov, this is his world right here.
He's working hard, though. Healy has fought off 4 of Nurmagomedov's 5 takedown attempts.
And Healy looks to take him down now.
Nurmagomedov still swinging. Just over 90 seconds on the clock here in the second.
Good jab there by Healy. There's a good right hand by Healy, and Nurmagomedov not moving back nearly as fast. Good kick to the body, though.
Healy's starting to connect.
Yep. And Healy's the type of guy that gets stronger when he sees his opponent start to breathe heavy.
This round much more even in the striking department.
Nurmagomedov looking to get those hands clasped together. Pat with a wide stance. Wide base here.
Really trying to get that single. Loses it. Uppercuts. Significant strikes here in round 2. Just a slight advantage for Nurmagomedov after he was 2-1 in round 1. Tonight's stats powered by Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. Good counter. And again,
nice takedown, beautifully done by Nurmagomedov. Lands a short elbow from the top. Let's see what Pat tries to do from his back. Leans back, stretches himself out to try to get room for elbows. Ooh, good shot from the top.
To the body. Final seconds of the round.
Bucket. Habib, listen to me. Great round. That's what I want you to do, okay? Hey, how do you feel? Good, okay? Deep breaths. Hey, everything feels good. Hey, you look good, okay? Same exact fight, same exact rounds, okay? Same round. I want a little bit more wrestling, but same round. You're dominating the wrestling. I need a little bit more wrestling. You're dominating. Okay? Nice head kick, okay? Go back to it if you have to.
And there's a right hand by Pat Healy. Connects. And here's the takedown by Nurmagomedov.
Let's go, get out of here. No.
Beautifully executed. Really throws all of his body in there. You see him launch himself into the air. Two-time world combat sambo champion.
Fight!
Third and final round. Healy in the red, Nurmagomedov in the white. Lightweight battle. Nurmagomedov 20-0. As a professional, 25 years old, wants another takedown.
And he dives for it here, but Pat holds it off. Good combination there by Nurmagomedov. Good left hook.
To the body.
Nice knee to the body by Pat.
Still a pretty good pace for Nurmagomedov. Not the pace from round 1, but not bad. Turns the corner.
Yeah, he stuffed that takedown pretty easily.
Caught him with a left.
Pat hit him with a good right to the body there. Nurmagomedov gets it again. Full guard here by Healy. Now let's see if Healy tries to attack off of his back.
Third takedown for Nurmagomedov.
Pat's corner is just telling him to get up. Pat's trying to hook that right arm.
Go on, Pat Healy, now!
Get your legs working, buddy. Don't close your guard. You're not going to stand up doing that. You got to get the legs moving.
Get your legs moving, Pat! Work the legs, move position! Come on, Pat Healy, now!
Pat's looking to sweep. He's turning his hips.
Come on, Pat,
Nurmagomedov on top.
He's in a half guard now. They're talking out of the corner to Healy about moving the legs, Joe.
Nurmagomedov looking to isolate that left arm of Pat Healy's and get an arm triangle.
Good ground and pound, too.
His corner pleading with him to get up here. Pat Healy's. Nurmagomedov keeps him down. Turns the corner, gets his back. And Pat may be able to get up here, and he does. Nurmagomedov right back on him like a dog. And here's the big slam.
Boom! Oh, man. How good was that? The Eagle takes Bam Bam for a ride.
And he's really turning it on this third round.
2:15 remains.
These corners screaming for him to get up.
It'd be a huge statement for Khabib Nurmagomedov, Joe.
This is a huge statement already. I mean, Pat Healy's world class, and Nurmagomedov is putting on a show.
I need you to stand up, Pat. Let's go. Arms on the inside.
A lot of top position in this round. With some really good grounding pounding.
He's starting to smash him here.
Big hammer fist.
Huge hammer fist.
Continuing to apply the pressure.
Pat turning, trying to roll over here. But Nurmagomedov adjusts, stays on top.
Solid ground and pound.
He's just such a solid grappler.
Shot to the body.
Come on, Pat Healy, right now.
Now that he's in half guard, Pat needs to pummel under on the left side, get an underhook if he wants to stand up. There he gets it. He gets the underhook. Let's see if he gets back up to his feet. He's trying. Yeah, he doesn't have it in him. He doesn't have it in him, Mike.
And now Nurmagomedov turns the corner.
Yeah, right into side control. I think Pat's just too exhausted.
Yeah. It's the pace that Khabib Nurmagomedov said early.
Well, they both said it. But Nurmagomedov, with his grappling control, has made Pat work harder in this fight. Pat's on the bottom. Pat's carrying Nurmagomedov's weight, trying to fight off those takedowns, and then also getting hammered with the ground and pound. All that takes a lot out of you.
20 seconds.
You can't ignore the impact of shots on your cardio. When you get hit, it takes a lot out of your cardio. Once again, Nurmagomedov proves to be a puzzle that is unsolved inside the octagon.
Big third round for Khabib Nurmagomedov as the fight goes the distance. The Eagle feeling that he will remain unbeaten in his mixed martial arts career.
I'm just happy I know what the hat is now.
Well, I was there for you.
That was an amazing, amazing fight for Nurmagomedov. Really, sorry.
Yeah, fight replay, Joe. We'll take a look at it. Brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
When you know how good Pat Healy is, it makes this even more impressive. And Nurmagomedov really showed his stuff tonight with that nasty elbow and these takedowns over and over again, and especially this beautiful slam. Just all of his body weight coming down with Pat Healy. Ground and pound, and these punches up against the cage. Just a great job by Khabib Nurmagomedov against a really tough opponent.
Big performance against the veteran who was fighting tonight for the 48th time in his professional career. We are set for our Metro PCS Judges Call. Brought to you by Metro PCS, 4G for all. And with the official decision, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score the contest 30-27, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov.
Joe's wearing the hat.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Khabib Nurmagomedov. First of all, congratulations on a fantastic performance against a very, very tough fighter.
Во-первых, поздравляю.
Hey, listen. Thank you, Canada. Listen to me, UFC and Canada. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, 21-0, 5-0 in UFC. UFC, give me title shot, please. I am ready.
Well, you showed tonight that you are ready to beat a world-class opponent in Pat Healy. What was the game plan coming into this fight tonight, and was there anything that Pat did that surprised you?
Сегодня ты доказал, что ты смог выиграть у одного из самых лучших в твоем дивизионе. Какой у тебя был сегодня план на бой?
Я просто не могу это сказать, не только этот бой, но и все бои я как-то выигрываю. Я не могу это объяснить, это все мне дает Всевышний. Просто верьте в Всевышнего, надейтесь на него и тренируйтесь. Как Всевышний сказал, причину создавайте, результат только за мной.
It's really, you know, every time that I win, it's because of the God. I have a lot of faith, and just trust in your God.
Fantastic talent. Congratulations tonight. A very impressive victory, and I really can't wait to see you again, sir.
Give me my papa, please.
Khabib Nurmagomedov, ladies and gentlemen.
As he takes back the papa. Joe looked good in it, though. Congratulations to Nurmagomedov as he is victorious here tonight. Dead Mouse in the house here at Air Canada Centre in Toronto, as well as the Hall of Famer, the longtime Toronto Blue Jay, Roberto Alomar. He is loving the action tonight.
Competing now, fighting now, is to be the best, to be the champ, and that's the only thing that I want, is a belt, and to keep it, and keep defending it.
What we know is that Cain Velasquez can beat up Junior Dos Santos for 5 rounds. What we also know is that Junior Dos Santos can knock Cain Velasquez unconscious with 1 shot. The big question in this fight is, can Junior Dos Santos get off a big shot before Cain gets to him?
I can knock this guy out, and that's what I will be looking for.
He is a good striker, but I'm throwing everything at him. And when he thinks I'm going to box with him, that's when I'm going to wrestle with him. When he thinks I'm going to wrestle with him, that's when I'm going to box with him. That's when I'm going to kickbox with him. So I'm going to do everything.
I don't care too much about what he's going to do. You know, I think about what I'm going to do. And for sure, I'm going to try to put some hard punches on his face, you know, and to knock him out.
After this fight, I'm going to stay champion. He beat me once, and that's it. That's all he's getting.
He's going to lose. It's over for him.
Man, we've had some great trilogies in the UFC over the years, and this one will be spectacular. The heavyweight championship, Cain Velasquez against Junior Dos Santos. Also, Daniel Cormier takes on Big Country Roy Nelson, and Gilbert Melendez faces Ultimate Fighter winner Diego Sanchez.
3 fantastic fights, but an especially fantastic heavyweight contest for the title, and really unique considering that both guys have won a fight, and neither one of those fights was competitive. Junior knocked him out in the first round really quickly, and then Cain dominated him for 5. And then, of course, Gilbert Melendez, one of the very best lightweights on the planet Earth, who just came off of a razor-close decision loss to the champion Benson Henderson at the time, now fights Diego Sanchez, who's one of the most ferocious guys in the division as well.
Saturday, October 19th, UFC 166. Tonight, UFC 165, Jones versus Gustafsson, presented by Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, in stores October 29th, also coming on PlayStation 4 system and Xbox One. It's a battle of 2 talented strikers who are happy to go toe-to-toe in the octagon as Francis Carmon fights Costa Philippou. With 15 combined wins in their last 15 fights, the winner of tonight's bout between Francis Carmon and Costa Philippou will make a statement to their peers at 185 pounds that there's a new contender in town.
Tonight, I need to prove I can beat this guy. I must be impressive and finish him.
I'm looking to push the pace and finish the fight. I'm looking to knock out Carmon.
Winner of 10 straight bouts, a streak that includes UFC victories over Chris Camozzi, Carlos Demolay, and Lorenz Larkin. Montreal's Francis Carmon is one of the hottest fighters in the middleweight division today. But there's no time to rest him. And if he wants to move up the ladder, getting a win over Philippou is a necessity.
I need to finish this fight. I need to knock out Gustafsson. I know that will be hard because he's a tough guy, but I'm here for that.
A native of Cyprus, Gustafsson came to the octagon on short notice in March of 2011 with an unbeaten streak that had reached 8 fights. He would lose his debut to fellow prospect Nick Gatone, but since that bout, he has won 5 straight in the UFC, solidifying his place as one of the top fighters in the middleweight division.
I'm looking to keep the fight standing. That's where I have more advantage, I think, over him. And I'm pretty confident I'll be able to outwork and outlast Command and finish the fight.
Unbeaten inside the octagon at 5-0, Francis Carmon. Joe, tonight's fight featuring Gustafsson and Francis Carmon, both on 5-fight win streaks, is the first non-title fight in UFC history featuring 2 men on 5-fight win streaks. One of those will end tonight. Philippou 5-1 in the octagon. Carmon, as I mentioned, unbeaten.
This is going to be a really interesting fight because Carmon has a unique striking style, very Muay Thai based, and throws a lot of kicks. Gustafsson has a great striking style, much more boxing based. Where the difference being that Carmon has been able to finish fights on the ground, and Gustafsson has really avoided the ground and tried to keep fights standing and use his outstanding boxing skills. The real question to me is, can Gustafsson close the distance and get inside the big kicks of Carmon? Carmon throws nasty leg kicks and nasty kicks to the body. He also has great knees and elbows, full utilization of Muay Thai techniques, and he's a very strong and large 185-pounder.
Overall, he has won 10 straight, has 10 career wins by submission, 6 by knockout, 21 overall. Started his pro career 11-7, has not lost since. And that includes 5 victories in the UFC. Born in Paris, France, but fighting out of TriStar in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Francis Limitless Carmon. Gustafsson, after taking his UFC debut on short notice in a catchweight fight against Nick Gatone, he has won 5 straight and was ultra impressive in his victory over Tim Boetsch back near the end of 2012 in Las Vegas.
Especially when you know how tough Tim Boetsch is,
yes.
It makes it even more impressive. Gustafsson might have the best hands in the UFC's 185-pound division. He's a true specialist. He will throw kicks, he will throw knees and elbows, and he can submit guys, I'm sure of it. But what he likes to do is slam you in the face with knuckles, and he's awesome at it. He was on the Greek national team. He fought very competitively as an amateur boxer and did very well. He's highly respected as one of the best boxers in the UFC today.
A natural middleweight who was supposed to fight Jacare Souza in May but got injured, and now comes into this fight against Francis Carmon looking for his 6th straight victory. And it is notable that he has changed camps. He has left the Cerro Longo camp to go to Belmore Kickboxing Academy with Keith Trimble, looking to sharpen things up a little bit. So we'll keep an eye out to see if we see any unique differences in Gustafsson, positive or negative after that move.
Yeah, well, that's a very interesting move, and I would like to ask him why he did that. It could possibly be that, of course, in his camp was Chris Weidman, who is now the UFC middleweight champ. Maybe he decided that if he's going to fight the champ, he's not going to be in the same camp with him. I mean, they have trained together many, many times, and it might have been just time for him to step out on his own and establish himself as a contender for his former training partner's title.
Our Tale of the Tape is brought to you by SafeAuto.com, keeping you legal for less. Visit for a free quote. Philippou 33, Carmon is 31. Carmon 4 inches taller. He will have about a 4-inch reach advantage. Once again with the introductions, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding professional record, 21 wins, 7 losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 186 pounds. Fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Francis Limitless Carmon. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 12 wins, 2 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 186 pounds. Fighting out of Long Island, New York, USA, Costa Philippou. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, John McCarthy.
Big John McCarthy, our referee, for this battle of 2 men on 5-fight win streaks.
All right, here we go. You ready? You ready? Let's get it up.
Francis Carmon in the black trunks. Costa Philippou in the white trunks.
Costa is going to want to close the distance, get past the kicks of Carmon, and the height and reach advantage that Carmon enjoys.
More of a classic boxer, as Joe talked about, is Philippou. Kickboxer, Muay Thai, Francis Carmon. And there's a kick from Philippou. And a big kick by Carmon.
Put some hip into that.
Yeah, he did. Duck that shin.
Look at this.
Looking for a
takedown 10. That's what we talked about. That Carmon, if he has an advantage, besides the kicks, it may be the submissions.
He's got 10 of them.
And he's got very good grappling. He's won some European grappling tournaments outside of MMA. He's got a good clinch here. And Costa manages to get up to the cage, see if he can get back up to his feet. And now, even if he's not able to do anything with this, he sends a message to Costa that he's not just going to stand with him.
And coming into this fight, Philippou had some of the best takedown defense in middleweight history.
Well, he might not have expected this.
Yes. And he gets taken down early by Carmon.
Because with Carmon, most of the time you see him trying to avoid the takedown. Like against Tom Lawler, or against many other fighters, they've tried to take him down, get inside those big kicks and punches.
Carmon with the second best takedown defense rate in middleweight history.
But of course, Carmon training at a TriStar, you know that they're going to have a great game plan for him coming into this fight, and this would be a good game plan to fight a guy with such boxing.
That was a good shot, Joe, a second ago.
He hit him with a real good left.
Yeah. Philippou covering up.
He's got it under the chin here. He's got it under the chin here, Mike.
Wow.
And Costa managed to roll out of this, but he's still on the bottom.
Elbow.
And Carmon is a big, strong 185-pounder too, Mike. At 6'3", I'm sure he weighs a lot more than 185 pounds once he gets into the octagon.
No question. Philippou, 5'11".
Philippou really without an answer here for the ground game of Francis Carmon. In full guard here, just hanging on. But this is exhausting. It's not his style of fighting. He's looking for an armbar here. Look at this. Costa rolling, showing the skills. And Francis steps over it and into side control. Good elbow from the bottom by Costa.
Yeah, you see the damage from that right hand on the left side of the face of Costa Philippou. Some vicious ground and pound from Carmon.
And Francis has moved into a north-south position, perhaps opening up for a choke. He sits back with his hips and tries to get an arm around the neck. Costa trying really hard to hip escape
You get to a better defensive position, but unable to do so. You got it there. Nicely done in half guard by Costa, but still not good enough. Losing this round and losing it in a big way. He's got to get back up to his feet and get something happening, or just hang on tight and give up this round. Realize that you lost it and try not to get taken down the second. Look at this.
Making top position.
Looking for an omoplata, locking the arm. Got the wrist in the wrong position. Oh, hammer fisting.
Carmel with some heavy ground and pound.
Yeah, you can tell that Costa, although he has trained very hard in his grappling, he's missing a couple of steps. When he went to get to that position, he didn't immediately push that arm over to the side, where he would have to be in order to get that shoulder lock. And Carmel just heavy on him here. Inside control. Smashing down on Costa, limiting his breathing. Much, much harder in this position for the guy on the bottom.
Gonna really work on the gas tank of Costa Philippou.
Yeah, you're not just grappling, you're carrying the guy's weight. Oh, good up kicks.
And you've gotten hit a couple times too.
Now you went for the omoplata again.
Final seconds of the first round.
And Costa trying for an armbar here. Look at this. Not a bad position for Costa.
Round one in the books.
Let's go.
Nice work. Faraz Sahabi and George St. Pierre.
You gotta stay intelligent. It's easy. If you fight intelligently, it's easy.
Regarde-moi, Francis. Respire. Écoute.
Just breathe deep.
C'est super bien fait. Je veux que tu fais la même chose.
Do the same thing. You did very well.
Uppercut. Faut que tu l'arranges. I need an equipment fix. This equipment's off. Ref, I have equipment out of place. This is jock strap. I have equipment. It's okay? It's okay? Are you okay? Quand tu es dans sa garde, les mains dans les biceps, pas qu'il fasse son triangle, pas qu'il fasse son...
When you're on the guard, you got to be careful with the triangles. You got to throw some elbows.
Super beau double leg, la même chose.
When you go to double legs, same thing.
Uppercut kick au visage. Let's go. That's it, baby. You okay? All right. An exhausting first round for Costa Philippou. An excellent first round for Francis Carmel. He landed a lot of good ground and pound, completely controlled Costa, and made him work.
Use that one takedown very effectively to get 4.5 minutes of top control. See what Philippou tries to do here in the second to counter a big round one from Francis Carmel. Looking to establish the jab, looking to utilize his boxing.
Oh boy, what time. Wow. Nicely done.
Powered through George St. Pierre style.
And that's a guy he trains with on a regular basis.
Yep.
And that's a guy who's yelling instructions to him.
That's right, in French. Don't forget, Saturday, October 19th from Toyota Center in Houston, Texas, it's UFC 166. Cain Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos for the third time. Live on pay-per-view. Coverage begins with UFC 166 prelims on Fox Sports 1 at 8 p.m. Eastern, all from the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas.
That was an excellent elbow by Carmel. And now he's got Costa. As Costa tries to wall walk here.
He's been dominant on top here.
This is the most impressive grappling display we've seen from him.
Yep.
But it is something that we knew he possessed. He's just so good at kickboxing as well that you don't see it that much.
There is the longtime welterweight champion, George Rush St. Pierre.
Big shot from the top by Carmel. Carmel controlling the legs of Costa.
It's got to be so frustrating for Philippou as well.
Well, so frustrating because he was really on his way up to a title shot.
Yeah.
I mean, that Tim Bosch fight was incredibly impressive. Tim Bosch also being a great wrestler. I mean, I bet the last thing he thought was that this kickboxer guy was going to out-grapple him like this.
Coming in, he had stuffed 24
of his opponent's 27 takedown attempts, but tonight Carmon is 2 for 2.
And the beautiful timing of Carmon, and what opens up Carmon's takedown possibilities is his striking. He landed some real good jabs at the beginning of this round, got Costa into a kickboxing mode, got him thinking he's going to land some shots and do some damage, then right under his shot, takes him down. And now Costa is in completely defensive positions.
Carmon trying to get that left leg free. And stand him up.
John stands him up.
That's good for Philippou. Philippou keeps kind of rubbing that left eye, Joe, and I think it might have been from that
he's taking
ground and pound.
elbows,
Yeah, the ground and pound of Francis Carmon. That big right early. Slips.
And this may be where Carmon opens up with some strikes, because Costa is for sure slowed down.
Yep, trying to sprawl.
Carmon 3 for 3.
Wow.
Amazing. But when you look at the stats coming into this fight, this is not what you expected.
Because you had the striker versus striker matchup.
And this is going to really open people's eyes as to what this guy's capable of as he goes after the Kimura on the right arm of Costa Philippou. Let's see if he can snap that back. Now, one thing again about Costa wearing shorts, he can grab his own shorts to defend. That's one of the benefits of shorts versus tights.
Ton of top position time for Carmon.
Big punches by Carmon.
Stats brought to you by Ram Trucks. Guts, Glory, Ram.
Line him up.
All our stats this evening powered by Ram Trucks.
Costa at this point maybe just trying to hold on to get stood back up again.
But he was only up for 20 seconds or so, at best.
Well, you know, and as this fight goes on, it's going to be even harder for him to stop a takedown because he's so tired of it.
Yep. 30 seconds now.
And Carmon is basically in side control here. His knees in between the legs, but that's his choice. He can get it out anytime he wants. He's just ground and pound and mount. Full mount by Carmon. Man, just what a dominant display.
Back to half guard. And a big elbow. 10 seconds.
And he can just hang on here, wait for the bell, make Costa Philippou carry his weight.
Another big round for Francis Carmon.
All right, come on. Let's go. Breathe. Come on. Relax. Yeah, I'm okay. Come on. Don't get frustrated, Costas. Come on. Listen, we're 2 down. We got to go for it, all right? We got to hit, work behind your jabs, let your hands go in and out, and move. Come on. Listen, everything you got for 5 minutes. Let's go. Come on. Don't get frustrated. Come on. Let's do everything we've been doing in the gym. Work the center of the cage. Let your jabs go. Let your shit fly. Come on.
Very frustrated Costa Philippou in between rounds, and this is why Carmon over and over again has been able to do this. 3 for 3 in this fight, 2 rounds in a row, on top, beating Costa Philippou up. Something that we really haven't seen inside the octagon. Costa very frustrated. And the big question is, can he do something to change the course of this fight in this round?
Third and final round. Philippou's concern, though, Joe, is if he opens up with a striking, will he be countered by another takedown?
Absolutely. And he also has to worry about the striking.
Yeah.
Carmon can strike.
Total strikes in the fight thus far. Heavy advantage for Carmon with the ground and pound. There's the head kicks. Those are powerful.
And taking those on the arms, really wear your arms out.
Costa rubbing that left eye again.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got some damage that he sustained from those elbows.
Big right hand early.
There's a nice kick by Costa.
Francis, close that hand.
There's a shot again. Trying to stuff it. Got it. Man, that dude's strong.
Wow.
as he just ragdolled him there.
Yeah, overpowering tonight would be the best word to use for Francis Carmon. First time that Philippou has been taken down 3 times in a single fight.
And the first time, it's 100% of his takedown attempts have been successful.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to credit Carmon for sticking to the game plan and having a great game plan coming into this fight. And Costa's giving no indication that he's capable of getting up. In every round, once Francis gets him there, he keeps him there. The only time he's gotten that was when Big John stood him up.
Yep. Or the round ended.
You would have never guessed that, seeing the other fights of how good Costa is at stuffing takedowns and getting back to his feet.
Vicious ground and pound here by Carmon. And we saw some violent ground and pound in Stockholm when he fought Magnus Siedenblad. So we've seen the ground and pound of Francis Carmon before. And he's just ragdolling Costa Philippou and overwhelming him with the grappling.
Yeah, Costa seems resigned to his fate, Mike. And that's the last thing you want to see out of your fighter if you're a coach. A guy who's not fighting like destiny is on his side. A guy who's fighting like, you know what, this is just looking for a guillotine choke here.
He's looked for some submissions, Joe.
Looking for a guillotine choke here. I'm not sure if he has it in his arms to close this out. But he's also got to get to full guard. I mean, you have to be a real killer to pull this off in half guard.
Especially against a big guy like Carmon.
Yeah, you got to have one of those Marcelo Garcia type guillotines to pull that off. There's some guys that get a hold of your neck and you're done no matter what position. Even if you have them in half guard, if they get a hold of your neck right. I've seen that. But Costa is, much more of a boxer than he is a submission fighter. I mean, he's been trying. He's been throwing up some arm bars and triangles. But as I said in the first round, when he went for that omoplata, you could tell he's got to think. Where's the arm? Put it over here. You can't have that when you're dealing with a real high-level guy. It has to be completely automatic. You have to know instinctively where it is so you don't have to think. And he's not quite at that level with his ground game.
Over 2 rounds of top position for Francis Carmon.
Costa trying to get back up to his feet, but, I mean, the beating this guy's taken and having this big 185-pounder on top of you, punching you in the face for 9 minutes or, 7+ now. I mean, how many minutes of this fight has been spent in this position? Over 10. More than that. Yeah, it's 10, yeah.
It's over 10.
It's crazy. I mean, who would have ever expected that?
Big elbow there. He's really trying to bring it with the ground and pound. He wants to stay busy enough so John McCarthy will keep him in this position.
What's the total ground time of this fight?
11:15 and counting.
Imagine if you went to Vegas and had the bet on that.
Yeah.
These two guys are fighting. Total time they're going to be on the ground. You'd be like, under 2.
Time standing under 3.
Well, you know what? Carmon really showed us some new wrinkles to his game tonight. We always knew that he had a good ground game, but it seems much better tonight. He's got the mount, he's got a choke here, and Costa rolls over. Full mount here by Carmon. And let's see if he can finish it.
Big hammer fist.
Double hammer. He's going Sakuraba on him.
Yep. Final seconds of the fight. Total domination for Francis Carmon. He was certainly limitless tonight.
Maybe the best performance we've seen from him inside the octagon. Really, really impressive stuff.
6 straight wins, 6-0 in the UFC. Take a look at our fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
And it was all about the grappling of Carmon, and the timing of that takedown was perfect. Massive, massive ground and pound, excellent control, beautiful takedown. And just, we got to see a new aspect of Francis Carmon's MMA game tonight. We have seen him submit guys before. We've never seen him out-grapple a guy like that, especially a guy like Costa Philippou, who's known for his takedown defense.
Big victory for Francis Carmon. And the numbers were very overwhelming, Joe. There's the top position time total, 12 minutes
That's
and
incredible.
5 seconds.
I mean, Costa's been so good at stuffing takedowns in his career and so good at getting back up. I mean, you got to wonder, is this Carmel? Is this also the switching of the camps? How much of that factored into this fight? But either way, can't take anything away from Carmel. He really sent a message to the rest of the 185-pounders tonight.
Tonight's stats powered by Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. 70 of 75 total strikes on the ground for Francis Carmel. Here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 30-27, 30-27, and 30-26 for the winner by unanimous decision, Francis Limitless Carmel.
Unanimous decision victory, a dominant victory for Francis Carmel, now 6-0 in the UFC.
That's one even the judges can't screw up. That was impossible to screw up. If anybody called that one for Philippou, they would just go immediately to jail. They'd take him out of the octagon, put him in a cage somewhere.
It's a bit of congratulations from the longtime champion, George St. Pierre. There's the news alum, is set to fight Court McGee. That will be the 9th time Ultimate Fighter winners have fought. In the first 2, Diego Sanchez and Forrest Griffin. Of course, Diego on the card in Houston at UFC 166.
Yeah, the Ultimate Fighter has been just an amazing avenue for talented fighters to get into the octagon and show what they're capable of. We've just seen so many great fighters come out of that show, and it's just been such an entertaining program to watch these guys develop and become, something different. We see them enter into the house as relative unknowns and inexperienced, and we just see them grow inside the house and outside. I mean, it's just really been an amazing vehicle.
And a great start to this season, Team Rousey versus Team Tate. This is UFC 165. Jones versus Gustafsson, presented by Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, in stores October 29th. Also coming on PlayStation 4 system and Xbox One. Former Ultimate Fighter teammates collide as Matt Mitrione and Brendan Schaub both enter the octagon in search of a highlight reel knockout. As members of Rashad Evans' team on Season 10 of The Ultimate Fighter, Matt Mitrione and Brendan Schaub were training partners for 6 weeks. Tonight, they put their friendship aside for 15 minutes or less.
Brendan and I are friends, but I have no reservations about punching him in his face. It's what I do. It's what I get paid to do. If he chooses to stand up, we'll have his 4th loss by knockout. And if we go to the ground, we're going to see what he can do.
I'm a very explosive fighter. I look for the finish. If you want to go to the ground, great. Let's go to the ground. You want to keep on the feet? We can do that too. I'm pretty fancy there. So wherever the fight goes, I'm comfortable.
After suffering the first 2 losses of his career, Matt Mitrione returned to the win column in a big way with a 19-second knockout of Bill DeFries. And now, he'll look to give the same treatment to Brendan Schaub.
I'm going to punch Brendan in his face. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to punch him and kick him and see if he can stop it. Then I'm going to sprawl on his takedowns, and I'll probably punch him into oblivion when he's on the ground.
A finalist on Season 10 of The Ultimate Fighter, Brendan Schaub showed off his ground game in his recent win over LeVar Johnson. But at his core, the hybrid is a striker. And against Mitrione, he'll be looking for his 4th UFC knockout win.
I've fought the who's who in the sport, and I've passed those tough veteran tests, and he hasn't. And beating Matt Mitrione is my next step towards a title shot. We got a ways to go, but a convinced win over Matt puts me, in the right direction.
Mitrione enters into the octagon with excellent choice, walk-in music. Mitrione is a serious athlete, former NFL football player, and we've seen that athleticism inside the octagon. In fact, both of these guys play professional football. Mitrione has real good footwork, has developed some excellent boxing technique as well, training now with the Black Zillions under the tutelage of Henry Hoost, the great striking coach from Holland. And
he feels that his striking will be the key to victory in this fight. He's very heavy-handed. And he's coming off a big victory over Phil DeFries, where he stopped him 19 seconds into the first round. When he is at his best, he is a very, very impressive athlete. And he can move deceptively well for a big man. When you're talking about a guy who's 260-plus pounds, Matt Mitrione's got some hustle.
Every one of his professional fights have taken place in the octagon. 4 years, yeah, since season 10. The heavyweights of The Ultimate Fighter.
You want to talk about diving into the deep water.
Yeah, man. Matt Mitrione. Matt Mitrione and Brendan Schaub had the same strength and conditioning coach when they were working their way to the National Football League. Schaub played for just a minute for the Buffalo Bills. Mitrione played for the better part of 6 seasons with the Giants and Vikings. So they knew each other before The Ultimate Fighter, Joe. And not many people like Matt Mitrione on The Ultimate Fighter. Brendan Schaub was that guy. They used to call each other every other week. They stayed friends until Mitrione got the feeling that Brendan Schaub wanted this fight, that he picked Matt Mitrione. Now, Schaub denies that. Nonetheless, though, it has gotten ugly in social media, back and forth on TV. Now, all of a sudden, there's a big rivalry here.
Well, Brendan Schaub is at a size disadvantage, but at a speed advantage. He's very quick, and he will come into this fight with much better skills on the ground as well. If he can get Matt Mitrione onto his back, he is a legit brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and will possibly have an advantage in that department if it becomes some sort of a submission match. But that's a big if. Mitrione is a much larger fighter, and although Brendan Schaub has heavy hands, I would give a slight advantage in that department to Mitrione. I just believe he's a little bit more versatile.
Matt Mitrione once again trained with the Black Zillions in preparation for this fight. Brendan Schaub changed things up a bit. Did the bulk of his training in Los Angeles with Mark Munoz and Team Rain at the Rain Training Center.
Well, that could be that he's planning on using some wrestling in this fight, possibly taking Mitrione down. He has a victory over Mirko Krokop, which is probably the highlight of his career, which is by knockout, which is huge when you consider the skill set of Mirko Krokop. He's got a big right hand, and if Brendan Schaub can put that big right hand on anybody, including Matt Mitrione, he can stop them. It's a question of whether or not he can get past the footwork, the big right jab of Mitrione, and Mitrione throws some real hard leg kicks, especially to the inside.
All 3 career losses for Schaub have come by knockout or TKO. Our tale of the tape for this heavyweight fight is brought to you by SafeAuto.com, keeping you legal for less. Visit for a free quote. Schaub is 30, Mitrione 5 years his elder, much bigger as Matt Mitrione, and he will have a 3.5-inch reach advantage. Once again with the introductions, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a striker, holding a professional record, 6 wins, 2 losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 260.5 pounds. Fighting out of Boca Raton, Florida, by way of Indianapolis, Indiana, USA, Matt Mitrione. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a freestyle fighter, holding a professional record, 10 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 237 pounds. Fighting out of Venice Beach, California, by way of Denver, Colorado, USA, Brendan the Hybrid Schaub. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Mergliata.
Dan Mergliata, our referee for this heavyweight showdown. The lovely Brittany Ariani, our entire crew here in Toronto for UFC 165.
All right, you ready, sir? You ready, sir? Let's go, fight.
Here we go. Matt Mitrione, the southpaw in the black trunks. And Brendan Schaub in the green trunks.
Matt Mitrione said, we ain't touching gloves. Brendan put his hands up. Matt said, nope.
They were jawing at the weigh-ins yesterday.
And Mitrione, as normal, takes a southpaw stance. Again, he likes to throw that hard right jab, that inside leg kick. And Brendan Schaub has a very nice straight right.
Mitrione has his mentor, former longtime training partner, Chris Lights Out Lytle, in his corner again tonight. As always,
Mitrione caught him with the right hand there, grazed him.
Mitrione feels he's the better athlete.
Schaub caught him with the right hand, grazed him.
This fight is one swing away from being over either way.
Schaub caught him with the left, but he was wide open for the counter, and it barely missed. Chin not tucked at all, hands not up high.
Mitrione has heavy kicks, Joe, but will he use them?
There you see he does. Oh yeah, he likes that inside leg kick, and he's very good at pushing off.
Didn't know if he might hesitate because of the possibility of a takedown for Brendan Schaub.
You know, I was wondering whether Schaub would have a speed advantage because he's a lighter guy, but it doesn't appear that he does.
Mitrione's a great athlete.
He really is. I mean, really underrated athlete. For a guy that big, he can move. It's just that, you know, you're looking at a guy who's, as 35 years of age, is, you know, just a few years into his MMA career, and as you said, fought all of them inside the UFC.
And he's cut over his left eye. And it happened from the accidental headbutt.
Shot with a big right hand. And he cut Mitrione with that punch. Mitrione still walking forward, throwing some kicks now. Mitrione's talking to him too. Schaub looking for the takedown, can't get it.
Schaub has the third highest takedown average amongst heavyweights. And he really throws a lot towards the head. Mitrione has the third most knockdowns in heavyweight history. Love to get one here. Midway point of round one.
Mitrione's been really tightening up his striking at the Black Zillion camp. There's a nice inside leg kick again and pushes off, avoids the takedown. He's training with Henry Hoost, top striking coach from Holland, who's the Black Zillion striking coach.
Able to block that overhand right there.
And you see that, you know, that Dutch style and all of those fighters from that Black Zillion camp are implementing.
Schaub trying to use movement. Mitrione trying to cut him off. Schaub pushes forward with a big combination.
Combination by Schaub.
Mitrione able to cover
those shots. And there's the takedown attempt. He's got his hands clasped together. Boom! And he's got him down. Nicely done by Brendan Schaub.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt under Amal Easton. Mitrione was very vocal, saying, you want to fight on the ground, I'm good here. But we will find out now that Schaub has top position.
Trapping the head and arm. Trying to pass the guard here. Mitrione able to get out to the feet, though, but Brennan getting a hold of the neck. Looking for a choke here. He's got it.
Trying to finish it.
Got it.
Can he lock it in?
That is tight.
He says he's okay.
Oh, he's not okay. He's going out. He's got a deep darts here, Mike. Deep. He's out.
Hitters all over.
Outstanding
Schaub.
Outstanding job by Brendan Schaub. And that is what we said. That if this fight went to the ground, what Brendan Schaub would have an advantage is his submission ability. He's a brown belt under Amal Easton, who's one of the top jiu-jitsu instructors in the country.
And he puts Mitrione to sleep.
That was a beautiful job by Brendan Schaub. And Matt Mitrione can't even believe that he went to sleep. He just got up.
He gave the thumbs up, Joe, but as you said, it was really tight.
Oh, it was death.
There was no way he was getting out of that. Brendan knows how to lock that up, and he did a beautiful job with that choke.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
Let's take a look at it here. Brendan in half guard after the swarm of punches and the big takedown. Look, he slides that arm under for the Darce, goes under the chin, gets it on his forearm, and as Mitrione tries to take him down, Brendan locks it in tight. And then he kicks back his legs, puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the neck, sprawls out, did it absolutely beautifully. And he's out cold. Beautiful job by Brendan Schaub.
Big victory here tonight in Toronto for the hybrid as he wins by submission. Yeah, baby! For the first time in his professional career. Coming in, he had 8 wins by knockout, 2 by decision. He wins by submission tonight. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Bergliata has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 6 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by submission, Brendan the Hybrid Schaub.
The hybrid with the victory.
It's our job, man. It's our job.
I am here with a very happy Brendan Schaub. First of all, Brendan, congratulations. Spectacular submission. You swarmed on him with a barrage of punches. Man, you can't get that grin off your face. How happy are you right now?
This is the happiest I've ever been. I love you guys. I love Toronto. Tony Jeffries, Santa Monica. We work so hard. Henry Gracie, heat on. I see you at home, dog. I love you guys, man. Lauren Lando, Mark Munoz. Hey, coffee on me in Venice. Groundworks. I get a submission of the night bonus. Coffee on me. Venice.
Let's take a look at the submission. You swarmed on him with punches, got the takedown, then once you got here, you slipped that Darce right under the chin, locked it up. When you had it here, what were you thinking?
Man, I've caught a lot of top caliber jiu-jitsu guys in that move, so I'm very confident in it. I train so hard, man. I'm so happy right now. Hey,
congratulations.
Fighter in the Kid podcast on Fox Sports with Brian Callen. Joe Rogan's our next guest on Wednesday.
I'll do it.
Yeah!
Brendan Schaub, ladies and gentlemen, give it up.
A very excited Brendan Schaub, who chokes Matt Mitrione unconscious and earns a huge victory here tonight in this battle of heavyweights here at UFC 165. Congratulations to the hybrid. Rudy Gay, Toronto Raptors forward, in attendance here tonight at Air.
It's no secret that there's power in my hands, and Barao's going to find out firsthand. I'm going to put my right hand on his chin, and he's going to fall down.
I think Eddie Wineland is one of the more dangerous strikers in the UFC's bantamweight division. If Eddie Wineland catches anyone, they're in deep trouble.
Oh, down goes Jorgensen, he's out. Eddie Wineland does it in tremendous fashion.
Renan Barao's not just the UFC's interim bantamweight champion. In my opinion, he is top 10 in the world, pound for pound.
The unbeaten streak continues. Renan Barao is a monster.
Acho que ele não vai tentar me levar pro chão. Acho que ele não vai correr esse risco de ser finalizado. Eu acho que tem minha parte de boxe bem mais combinação do que ele, minha parte em pé, né? Eu acho que tem uns golpes tão fortes quanto o dele ali. Acho que vai ser uma grande luta, vai ser um grande show aí pra todo mundo.
He may stand and trade with me. I'm going to punch him in the head, and he's going to go, holy cow. He's going to try and take me down. I'm going to stop the takedown, and I'm going to continue to punch him in the head until he falls down.
If Eddie Wineland can secure a victory over Renan Barao, he will win the UFC's interim title.
I'm going all in. All my chips are on the table, and this is the big one. There's no doubt in my mind I can knock him out.
Title is on the line, and here we go. ago, he was the first bantamweight champion in WEC history. 20 career victories for Eddie Wineland, who is coming off ultra-impressive performances against Scott Jorgensen and Brad Pickett, where he showcased that heavy right hand that could end this fight in an instant tonight.
And what's interesting about that is that he was only 21 years old that night. He was a very young fighter. He's only 29 now. He is a real experienced veteran at this point in his career. Even though he's only 29 years of age, this guy's been through a lot. 29, this is his 30th professional fight, and he has really come into his own since he's been in the UFC. Lost to Uriah Faber in his first fight in the UFC, then lost to Joseph Benavidez, but then started destroying fighters. Destroyed Scott Jorgensen and won a split decision over Brad Pickett, who's one of the toughest guys in the division. Shows that piston-like right hand over and over and over again. Has upped his conditioning, has upped his aggression. He's a dangerous guy for anybody in the 135-pound division, and I think he's peaking right now.
He wants to make this a dirty, nasty, ugly fight. Great strength and conditioning, as Joe mentioned, and more knockouts than any bantamweight in UFC and WEC history. Eddie Wineland. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro under Andre Pederneiras and the Novo União team, Renan Barao, who lost his first professional fight in 2005 and is unbeaten with one no contest since. That is a span of 34 fights. Barao looking to defend his interim title tonight, Joe, for the second time. He's on a 20-fight winning streak.
That's incredibly impressive. And he's one of those fighters out of that camp, that Novo União camp in Brazil, that is one of the best camps in the world for the lighter weight fighters, including, of course, Jose Aldo, the world featherweight champion.
Renan Barao, the interim champion, steps into our Zenergy Prep Point. Zenergy, powered by Zions, the great tasting sugar-free, zero-calorie energy drink, the official energy drink of the UFC.
You see that man there with him, Andre Pederneiras. He was an old-school MMA fighter himself, one of the real pioneers of MMA, but he has put together this Novo União camp, just a fantastic camp. So many fighters, not just the champion, Jose Aldo and Renan Barao, but so many other fighters that are almost equal skill level down there. It's really an incredible camp, and it's one of the reasons why Renan Barao is so good. He has so much competition in his regular training camp.
Undefeated for the last 8 years plus. He has never been outstruck in the UFC or the WEC, never knocked down, and so extremely well-rounded. Renan Barao, 5-0 inside the octagon.
And that's a big point, Mike, the well-roundedness.
Yes.
And Wineland, although he has very good takedown defense and very good power in his punches, he doesn't have the diversity of striking and grappling that Barao has. That doesn't matter, though, if Wineland connects. Wineland has been able to knock out really tough fighters. Guys like Scott Jorgensen, guys like Ken Stone, guys like Will Capuzano. I mean, he is a power puncher, but that is where his chances lie. Renan Barao has opportunities in several different areas to win this fight.
Our tale of the tape for this, our co-main event of the evening, is brought to you by SafeAuto.com. keeping you legal for less. Visit for a free quote. The interim champion is 26. The challenger is 29. Everything else is virtually identical. With the official introductions, once again, the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. Presented by Zions Energy, a great tasting sugar-free performance energy drink that gives you the power to win. The official energy drink of the UFC. And UltimatePoker.com. Visit to win your ultimate UFC experience. And now, this fight is 5 rounds for the UFC Interim Bantamweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a kickboxer and a wrestler, holding professional record, 20 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Chesterton, Indiana, USA, presenting the challenger, the former WEC Bantamweight Champion, Eddie Wineland! And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record, 32 wins, 1 loss, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, presenting the interim UFC Bantamweight Champion, Renan Barao! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Yves Levine.
Gentlemen, protect yourself at all time. We'll bring my command at all time. If you want to touch love, do it now. Go back to your corner.
Renan Barao, the interim champion. Eddie Wineland, the challenger. Dominic Cruz has been out nearly 2 years. He is watching closely.
Are you ready, sir? You ready?
From our Fox Sports 2 studios. No touch of gloves, and here we go! Interim bantamweight title on the line. Red trunks for Wineland, black trunks for Barao.
Watch for Barao's knees. He likes to throw a lead knee sometimes. Throws a hard leg kick, excellent punching combinations. And watch for the big power in the right hand of Eddie Wineland.
Watch the countdown showing. You see the strength and conditioning regimen of Eddie Wineland. That is one strong 135-pound fighter.
Yeah, and that is something that he thinks is one of the attributes that he has over Barao.
Absolutely.
He believes he will be able to overpower him. Good left there by Wineland.
Barao just so dynamic and so diverse with his attack on the feet and the ground.
The thing about Wineland's style, the way he moved, there's a big right there.
Watch the kick, man.
He keeps his head straight up. He doesn't keep his hands up high either, but he's been successful with this style. He takes a very good shot, but if you were going to teach a fighter how to strike, that's not how you would do it. He's been very successful with it because of his strength, because of his ability to absorb punishment, his speed,
footwork.
Yeah, but look how Barao does it. Chin tucked, shoulders up near the chin, hands up high. Whereas Eddie's almost daring you to try to punch with him.
That's what Eddie Wineland wants.
Yeah.
He wants to stand and trade.
And Barao thinks that Wineland does not want to take him to the ground. Wineland has lost by submission to the great Hanayaya, who's an elite level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
Right, let it go. Step back.
Barao is of that level.
Barao earned his black belt in September of 2011. He was Andre Pederneiras' 100th Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
That's incredible.
Yeah, those are some animals.
That's insane, 100 black belts. High kick, missed it.
Just pushed aside.
Yeah, the disdain that Wineland has on his face, you know, that's how he fights.
Yeah.
He's a savage. I mean, that's almost like why he keeps his chin up high. Daring you to come at him.
You get in close, you're going to get fired upon.
And that short counter right that he throws is lethal. And Barao tasted it early, and he's looking for it right there. It goes to the body as well.
Combination by Wineland.
Sometimes when a guy has one tool like that he's super confident in, it's enough.
5-round fight. Wineland got out of the way of the spin. Nice combination and finished with the kick.
So far, a good confidence-building first round for Wineland.
Yeah, Wineland's bouncing around like a very confident fighter, Joe.
Well, you know, he really had to step it up when he came into the octagon from the WEC. The level of competition is far higher, but he got better because of it. And we saw it. We saw him fight Uriah Faber and lose that decision, but then we saw big improvements in the Benavidez fight. And then, of course, really saw what he's capable of in the Jorgensen fight.
First man to knock out and stop Scott Jorgensen. Then a big back-and-forth battle with Brad Pickett.
And there's that leg kick of Barao. Barao, much like his stablemate, Jose Aldo, known for those really dynamic leg kicks.
Man, they really turn over the hip. Just over a minute, Superman punch.
Barao looking for takedown, stuffed. And Wineland has been one of the best at stuffing takedowns in the bantamweight division. A very ridiculously high, over 80% takedown defense rate.
Renan Barao's 100% in his takedown defense in the UFC.
How about that?
Yeah. How good is that?
That's insane. Good right hand over the top by Barao.
He's reaching in.
It's over 30 seconds now in round one.
Is there anybody else in the UFC that has 100%?
There's a couple guys with 16 of 16.
Oh! Big right hand and a left behind it by Barao. And Wineland starts to move backwards for the first time. You gotta realize those are real shots. No one can take too many of those.
Nice jab. Good combination by the Brazilian.
Barao really covered some distance with those shots as well.
Yeah, and he really comes strong with that hook.
Great first round.
Yep. Check in with Andre Pederneiras in the corner of Renan Barao.
Round colado.
Very close round.
Cadê
Give him some water.
Round colado.
Close round. Got it?
É o seguinte. Você tá deixando ele andar muito para frente.
You're letting him walk forward too much. Got it? That's it.
Tá? Andando ele andar muito para frente.
You're letting him walk forward. Now that you're warmed up,
vamos obrigar ele a lutar agora.
let's make him fight. Let's make him brawl.
Tá só naquela brincadeira ali. Vamos desgastar ele agora. Entendeu?
Three punch, right? He's gonna rush a little bit more. He's gonna rush a little bit more, all right?
8 ounces your round, but I want you a little busier. Find him a little more. Keep up the good work, buddy.
You got it, man. Get stronger. Get stronger. You got it. Cap it. Cap it.
Pretty even round number one statistically. Fight! Round two. Wineland comes out quickly, trying to establish the jab.
Downstairs, Eddie. Up, down.
Wineland in the maroon. Barao in the black. Barao with that lead left hook.
And a good left kick to the body by Barao as well. Wineland goes to the body and to the head.
Barao looking to parry those shots.
Oh my! Problem with the spinning back kick. He's hurt.
He hurt him big time.
He's
trying to finish. It is all over. Renan Barao remains the UFC interim bantamweight champion.
Wow. And that is how quickly Renan Barao can end a fight. What a spectacular defense of his interim title.
That is what you call a highlight reel knockout.
So explosive.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
Look at that spin. To the head. One punch, two. Yves Levine, see enough. Look at this again. That's a spinning back fit kick to the head. It wasn't even a wheel kick.
It was the turning side kick to the face. Look at this. Leaps up, kicks straight, boom. And really just grazed the chin with that, but enough to stun him badly. And Renan Barao moves in for the kill. So fast, so dynamic. Catches him going back there. Boom, hits him, boom, again. Jumps on him with that left, and another left, and one more. And Yves Lavigne rescues him. And there's a beautiful dance.
Unbelievable. Spinning back kick knockout for Renan Barao. Have we seen that before?
Not to the face. You know, a jump spinning side kick to the face, that's a first.
Yep. Third spinning back kick finish ever as Renan Barao defends his interim bantamweight title, celebrates with Andre Pederneiras. Here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Lavigne has called a stop to this contest at 35 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO and still the interim UFC bantamweight champion, Renan Barao.
Wow. What a dynamic knockout. The spinning back kick to the head. Here's Joe.
I am here with the winner, Renan Barao. First of all, congratulations on defending your interim title against Eddie Wineland, a very, very difficult opponent.
Primeiramente, parabéns por defender seu cinturão contra o Eddie Wineland, oponente muito forte.
Obrigado. Primeiramente, eu quero agradecer a Deus por esse momento maravilhoso na minha vida. Falei, esse cinturão é meu. Não sai, que venha Dominic Cruz, que venha quem vier. Estou preparado para defender.
Thank you very much. I'd like first of all to thank my Lord. If without him I wouldn't be anything, but no, I'm here to defeat anyone, and I'm just waiting for Dominic Cruz now.
Essa luta aí, pessoal, eu quero oferecer ao pai do grande amigo meu, Breno Bridge, que faleceu há pouco tempo. Hoje é o aniversário dele. Essa luta é em homenagem a ele. Eu falei o mês todinho, a semana toda. Breno, essa luta é pro seu pai. Ele esteja onde ele estiver. Valeu, irmão.
This victory was for my friend. His dad has just passed out, and this victory is for him.
All right, Renan, take a look at the big screen and enjoy your handiwork. This is the first time we've seen a spinning back kick to the face KO. This is the first one in the UFC. We've seen wheel kick KOs. That's the first spinning back kick to the face KO.
Esse aí foi o primeiro chute rodado que aconteceu isso. Como é que foi esse golpe?
Esse golpe aí eu sempre deixei até de dar nos treinos porque machucava muito. Mas na luta eu sempre gosto de aplicar ele. Saber que se entrasse podia levar um nocaute a qualquer hora. E graças a Deus, mais uma vez deu tudo certo. Só tenho a agradecer a todas as pessoas que estão aqui, a todo mundo. Ao UFC, dando like por estar realizando meu sonho. Dedé, Nova União. Tamo junto, BBB Nova União. É nóis!
I don't practice that very often in my camps because, I can hurt people. But if you know, some of my fights, I've always tried that. This time, it worked. Finally, I'd like to thank all my teammates.
Kimura Natal, isso aí pra todos vocês. Valeu, tô chegando.
Congratulations on a spectacular defense of your title. Can't wait to see you fight Dominic Cruz. Renan Barao, ladies and gentlemen.
Going to be hard to top that for knockout of the night. Renan Barao defends his interim bantamweight title. We hope Dominic Cruz gets healthy and can fight early next year to unify the title. Lawrence Fishburne in the house here tonight, checking out the UFC, as is one of the top fighters in the light heavyweight division, the Brazilian Glover Teixeira, 22-2 in his mixed martial arts career.
Across this vast ocean, men fall as pawns or gain infamy as pirates.
Join Gilbert Melendez and Demetrius Johnson on Twitter right now, and you could win a trip to an upcoming UFC event.
And now it's time for our main event of the evening. 5 rounds of fighting in the light heavyweight division as Jon Jones faces Alexander Gustafsson. Joe, I said at the top of the show that Jon Jones has made a habit of making extraordinary fighters look very ordinary. I would say Alexander Gustafsson has been extraordinary, but will he be the next victim to fall to Jon Jones' brilliance?
It's a very good point. I mean, he won the title against Mauricio Shogun Rua. He destroyed him. Yeah. He put Lyoto Machida to sleep, shut Rashad Evans down, strangled Rampage Jackson. I mean, his list of success, his inside the octagon, his success inside the octagon have been nothing short of spectacular. Yes. I've said it time and time again, he's the greatest talent we've ever seen in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. But one of the things that he has over everyone is that giant reach. He holds guys at distance, he strikes, he keeps them from getting close, he hurts them before they ever get close to him, and then when they do get close, he has that spectacular wrestling ability. What Gustafsson has, first of all, he's an excellent kickboxer. His boxing is very, very strong. His footwork is excellent. He's really good at cutting angles. He moves very well for a big man.
Big right hand.
He's got a big right hand, and he throws it at a lot of great angles, great uppercuts. He moves in with shots. He closes distance very well, and he's accustomed to also having that advantage. The key to victory for Gustafsson is he's got to get off early. He's got to be able to hurt Jon Jones. He's got to be able to get his respect. He's got to be able to avoid the takedown. Because if Jon gets on top of him, and we saw what he did to Chael Sonnen, yes, who's an elite wrestler, it could be a short night for Gustafsson.
Alexander Gustafsson has been working his wrestling with Phil Davis, the national champion from Penn State. Will that defense be enough, though, to stop a takedown attempt from Jon Jones as we are set for our main event of the evening for the light heavyweight championship?
I have the goal, bring home the belt to Sweden. I think about it every day when I train, when I'm working hard, when I want to quit in training, and I'm sweating, you're crying, you're bleeding. Just the only thing I have in my mind is the belt. That's what makes me go through everything.
I definitely have a gift to fight. To be able to have the most light heavyweight title defenses, it's huge. The chance to be the best at something ever just doesn't come around the corner very often. And I'm just excited for it. You know, it's like right in my grasp. And I just got to reach out and take it.
Jones is pound for pound the best guy, and I'm here to take his belt. Everything he's going to throw at me in the fight, I have seen it before. I'm ready for anything.
He's never fought anybody like me before. I really embrace the whole art of stand-up fighting, which is mixing in takedowns and kicks and punches and elbows and spinning techniques and flying techniques. There's a clear advantage in the striking category, and that advantage goes towards me.
Everybody got weaknesses. Everybody bleeds. So it doesn't matter what the situation is, I will have an answer for it.
Oh, man, that guy hits hard.
I need to remain the champion. It's bigger than just this one fight. It's being the greatest combatant of all time.
I know I belong here. I know I want that belt. That belt is mine. And if I'm going to take a belt from anybody, it's going to be him.
The UFC Light Heavyweight Championship belt is going to stay in New York City for many years to come.
I can beat Jon Jones any day.
The truth of the matter is he's never faced anything close to me. I'm going out there to finish this fight and do it in devastating fashion.
Alexander Gustafsson grew up in a small farming town outside of Stockholm, Sweden. He then worked on his boxing, then his mixed martial arts, and turned professional in 2007. He is 15-1 as a professional mixed martial artist. He has won 6 straight fights inside the octagon and is coming off a unanimous decision in a very lopsided battle against former champion Mauricio Shogun Rua.
And that is a common opponent that both he and Jon Jones have. Of course, Jon Jones beat Mauricio Shogun Rua to win the UFC light heavyweight title and become the youngest ever champion.
Gustafsson steps into the Zenergy Prep Point. Zenergy, powered by Zions, the great tasting, sugar-free, zero-calorie energy drink, the official energy drink of the UFC. 7-1 inside the octagon.
His only setback was to Phil Davis, and afterwards, he moved to San Diego, California to train with Phil Davis and the members of Team Alliance.
And that's important. That's a really important thing to note, because before then, when he was training outside of Alliance, he wasn't training with high-level MMA fighters. He was a very talented young fighter, but he was the king of his camp. When he came to Alliance, he got top-level MMA training and intelligent game planning, real elite striking and grappling coaching, and since then has evolved to be a top contender, the #1 contender, in fact, for the light heavyweight title. And if you look at his fights, the fight with this, everything since Phil Davis, the fight where he submitted Cyril Diabate, beating Tohuna, beating Matt Hamill, beating Vladimir Mariashenko. He's improved every single time we've seen him in the octagon, including 2 really tough fights in a row against Thiago Silva and Mauricio Shogun Rua. The one lone loss was the one that really took him over the top.
He went 3 full rounds for the first time against Silva. That was in his home of Stockholm, Sweden, when he was in the main event. The second time against Shogun. Tonight's fight against Jon Jones is scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Disagree with his shirt. Not quite human. One could say the way that Jon Jones has come into this game at such a young age and dominated so many great champions, it is not quite human.
I would put it as a little bit better than human. I wouldn't say not quite human. I would say the next thing. I don't know, man. Look, everybody can lose. We almost saw Jon Jones lose to Vitor Belfort. Vitor caught a nasty armbar on him. But what we saw from that fight was that Jon Jones is not willing to lose. Vitor hyperextended his arm and was badly injured. It was one of the reasons why he took the fight, the coaching gig against Chael Sonnen, because he knew he had a long recovery ahead of him. He wasn't going to be able to fight for a while. But that fight showed me a lot. It showed me that he could get caught in a position where a lot of people would tap, and he refused. He has that unique combination of physical talent, mental determination, intelligence, and also this indomitable spirit, this will to win. Jon's just a really, really unique cat. It doesn't mean he's invincible. It doesn't mean we won't one day see him lose. But what we're seeing in Jon Jones is a very, very special athlete.
And there is a record on the line tonight that Jones has talked about frequently. And that is the record for consecutive title defenses in the light heavyweight division. Right now, Jon Jones is tied for #1 all-time with Tito Ortiz, who defended the belt 5 times, going all the way back to 2002. Chuck Liddell did it 4 times. This light heavyweight division, Joe, has been so competitive for so many years until the arrival of Jon Jones.
And what's really incredible is Jon's fought almost all of his fights in the octagon. He had only had a couple of MMA fights, 4 fights before entering into the UFC. And from then, from his first fight against Andre Guzman, we've just seen domination. Again, the toughest fight he had was the Vitor Belfort fight. That one moment where he got caught in that armbar. And what we learned about Jon Jones in that moment was huge. They said it doesn't matter if you get him in a bad spot, he'll beat you with one arm. And he submitted Vitor after that.
And that fight was right here, inside Air Canada Center, back in September of 2012. He is the champion, the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world today, Johnny Bones Jones.
And he, just like Gustafsson, is only 26 years old.
Crazy.
He's still coming into his prime, and we may eventually one day see him as a heavyweight.
Our tale of the tape for this, our main event of the evening, is brought to you by SafeVital.com, keeping you legal for less. Visit for a free quote. Both men, as Joe said, are 26. Gustafsson is 6'5", Jones is 6'4", but Jon Jones will still have the reach advantage with that 84.5-inch reach. With the official introductions, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening, presented by Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, in stores October 29th. Sanctioned by the Ontario Athletic Commission, Commissioner Ken Hayashi. Our three judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Chris Lee, Richard Bertrand, and Doug Crosby. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, John McCarthy. This bout is sponsored by Bud Light. Here we go. Powered by Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram, and Metro PCS 4G for all. And now, for those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, live from the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a striker, holding a professional record, 15 wins, 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 204 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Stockholm, Sweden, presenting the challenger, Alexander the Mauler Gustafsson. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a look-see-do fighter. He holds a professional record, 18 wins, 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 204 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Endicott, New York, USA, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC Light Heavyweight Champion of the world, Jon Bones Jones.
Gentlemen, went over the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. If you want to touch gloves, touch them now. Step back. Good luck to both of you.
Jon Jones and Alexander Gustafsson for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the world. Big John McCarthy, our referee.
All right, here we go. Step back. You ready? You ready? Get on.
Here we go. The champion in the black trunks. The challenger in the blue trunks. Quickly, he throws a kick.
Nice inside leg kick to start off by Gustafsson.
Gustafsson has a lot of power in his right hand.
Right away, it's already interesting seeing the distance. Seeing that Gustafsson can close the distance in a way that we've never seen in a Jon Jones fight before.
Jon switches his stance, then throws a spinning back kick.
And Jon gets the clinch, but can hold on to him.
You asked me earlier, Joe, is anybody else perfect with their takedown defense? And yes, that man, Jon Jones, the champion, has stopped all 16 of his opponent's takedown attempts.
I should have been able to answer that question.
I knew it was coming up.
Jon looks very relaxed here. Nice spinning back kick to the body.
That's a second spin.
Nice kick there, the elliptical kick to the thigh, and the front leg side kick to the thigh as well. Jon's really started to incorporate that a lot into his game. And it's a very frustrating kick to deal with, but Gustafsson answers with some kicks of his own.
It stops you in your tracks, literally.
Yeah.
Really torque your knee.
Both the front leg side kick and the elliptical are very controversial because they hyperextend the knee if they land correctly, but so does a leg lock. You know, I mean, the idea that those should be illegal, I think, is pretty silly.
And Jones, as you have said many times, uses them better than anybody.
Yes, and there's a nice inside leg kick in return by Gustafsson.
The wild card is
nice
the wrestling
jab by Gustafsson.
Of Jon Jones. So far, they have kept it on the feet, which is what Gustafsson wants. He feels he can outstrike the champion, who is in the southpaw stance again.
Nice kick to the body by Jon.
Gustafsson changes levels.
Gustafsson has a very sneaky right hand, Mike. And if Jon is standing flat-footed, if Gustafsson finds an opening, this could get interesting.
We recently saw Anderson Silva defeated by Chris Weidman. Silva had been a perfect 16-0.
Oh, and there's that right hand. That's what I was talking about. There it was. It glanced. It didn't land clean, but that's what Gustafsson's looking for.
Absolutely.
He's looking to land that sniper shot. And there's a nice inside leg kick by Gustafsson.
Jones was in attendance that night.
There's the right hand again. There's a bit of an adjustment period when you're dealing with a guy who's got to reach like either one of these gentlemen do. And this may be the first time they've faced a guy who can do what they're used to doing.
Yep.
Jon's cut. Jon is cut over the right eye.
Gustafsson with that big right hand. Gustafsson again pushing forward.
You see good striking by Gustafsson here. Good movement, good striking.
Spins again. Caught him in the midsection.
Nice spinning back kick. And there's that elliptical kick again.
Head
Jon
kick
goes high.
Gustafsson appears to be very comfortable here in the first round.
Good combination by Gustafsson.
90 seconds on the clock.
There's a good right hand over the top. Snuck it over the shoulder.
It's quick.
Nice leg kick by Jon and a return by Gustafsson.
Gustafsson said he would have the speed advantage. Superman punch.
What Gustafsson does have is very loose hands. The way he throws his hands is the way a guy who's been throwing boxing techniques his whole life throws them.
Yep. See the blood rolling down the right side of Jon Jones's face. Gustafsson with the takedown. First time in the UFC.
By Gustafsson, that's incredible.
Right back up. That's all that time spent with Phil Davis and the members of Alliance MMA.
Hold on, he got poked, he got poked. Oh no. We can only hope this is nothing.
Get over there.
Jones gets taken down for the first time in his UFC career.
Look at both of you are sticking your fingers out, like I told you, okay? How do you look? Good, better not. You see?
Let's take a look at the replay here.
Stay there.
Yep, one figure grazed the eye.
You're both sticking your fingers out. That's what I'm talking about. Be careful with that, all right?
Gustafsson is kind of blinking a little bit, but not too bad. I think it's going to keep going. Here we go.
Fight!
And Big Jon said to both fighters, Joe, you're both sticking your fingers out. Let's keep an eye on it. Let's watch it.
Well, they're both used to using that excellent reach advantage and holding guys off.
Yep.
Spinning elbow by Jon. Jon's really starting to get aggressive now. Kick to the body.
Now Jones looks for the takedown.
He's got Gustafsson up.
Final seconds of the round.
Big elbow.
Big elbow.
And here's the right hand that cut him. Grazing right hands. But those are the ones that cut you more than the ones that hit clean.
Jon Bones, deep breaths, Johnny Bones. Calm down. down, John. Deep, controlled breaths.
Put some pressure on him. If you keep going towards the end, kind of freaked out on you. You got him by pressure him back, all right? Pressure him back with long stances.
One of the best striking coaches in the game.
You don't have to stand it. Things are working for you.
Breathe.
Breathe. Body's working.
Breathe. Breathe.
One more.
Breathe. One more.
And there's a nasty elbow by Jon. Right to the side of the head.
Right at the end of the round.
Get some of that off.
They wanted to take some of that Vaseline off a little bit too much.
There you go. Put it back in. There we go. Good.
Well, that cut's leaking.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's fix it.
That didn't help. So Stitch is going to take a look at it.
No.
The champion is cut. The challenger is set for round 2. The light heavyweight belt is on the line.
There's a nice inside leg kick by Jon.
When Gustafsson defeated Thiago Silva in Stockholm, Sweden, when he was in the main event, the first event in Sweden.
Look at that! Dose! But Jon's chasing after him now. Look at
Literally
this.
chasing him.
Unbelievable!
Wow! Gustafsson avoids. That's when people really started to say, this kid is special. And he matches up physically with the champion, Jon Jones.
Well, I'm very impressed with Gustafsson so far, Mike. But the fight is just begun. Jon ducks under, gets the clinch. Can't take him down again.
He usually gets that clinch, that Greco going, and you're going for a ride. Jones has had 5 takedown attempts stuffed by Alexander Gustafsson.
And one of the differences is in their approach is that Gustafsson is much more light on his feet. He bounces around a lot, cuts angles left and right a lot. Big Jon's got to really get out of the way of these guys.
That's one thing they talked about in the camp, Joe, is the angles of Alexander Gustafsson.
Look at that, haymaker over the top. And the loose strike, look how light the way his hands move. Minimal effort, they just fly off his shoulders.
Jones has never been knocked down or submitted.
He can
nice kick.
Jon can take a shot.
Yep.
Guarantee that. We saw that in the Lyoto Machida fight. Lyoto tagged him cleanly with a straight left. And Jon felt that was an important moment for him because he learned he can take it.
Spinning again.
And again with that side kick to the thigh. And another question is, with the way Gustafsson moves, will he be able to continue that for 5 rounds?
Especially with those kicks to the thigh.
Yes, good point. And constantly hitting that elliptical kick that hyperextends the knee. Goes high.
Head kick. Big connection for Jones.
Stuffed that one. Now Jon knows that Gustafsson is thinking of taking him down.
Woo. Wow, just missed with the counter.
He's winging that left hook. And that nice jab as well.
Those boxing skills. Over the top. 2 minutes on the clock here in the second.
And Gustafsson does have an amateur boxing background. Defeated the Swedish national boxing champion.
In all the interviews working our way to tonight, Gustafsson showed a ton of confidence.
Nice leg kick there.
Said quite simply, I can beat Jon Jones any day. So far, he is right in this fight. Jones misses with the right. Again with the head kick.
But look at this, caught the leg. Jon rolls under, tries to get a hold of him. Now he's got a clinch, got the hands behind the hips. How about the takedown defense of Gustafsson? Amazing.
That's what you get when you train with Phil Davis.
Yep, 6 for 6.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
That's a huge story in this fight.
It really is.
Gustafsson with the right again.
Nice right hand and a nice leg kick by Jon. Again with that inside leg kick.
Stats are very even thus far in the striking department. They both connected there. Oh,
going high. Nice uppercut by Gustafsson, man. Gustafsson seems to have the advantage with the hand techniques, Mike. Jon has been throwing some really nice kicks.
That one checked.
But Gustafsson seems to have the hand speed advantage here.
Final seconds of the round.
And more importantly, he seems to have more fluidity to his hand techniques, able to get them off quicker. Look at this nice elbow. Boom. And here is that fake low and then go high. Caught him at the end with the toe.
Be careful that it doesn't start fainting now, okay? Because you're dropping your hands a little bit. So he's fainting the kicks. He's going to the body. He's fainting to the body or to the legs, and then he's coming to the head, okay? Be strong now and try to take a little bit more command without backing too much on the fence, okay? Try to pressure him a little bit more now. He can't take you down.
Oh, you're locked. Focus on your lock. Get your takedown.
Let's go.
I got kicked out. All you need was 3 inches and blue was there. 3 inches and blue was there.
Forward pressure working, all right? Forward pressure working. Keep it forward pressure. You got it? You listening? Hey, guys. Forward pressure. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Forward pressure. Let's go.
9-fight winning streak for Jon Jones, the longest active at 205. 5-0 versus current or former champions. Taken down for the first time inside the octagon earlier tonight.
And he's still having a bit of a problem with that right eye. The cut above it.
From a very early punch from Gustafsson.
And there's that kick again. And as Jon continues to land these hard leg kicks. Oh, big combination by Gustafsson. A right over the top and a right uppercut. What I was saying is that those kicks are going to take away some of the movement, and some of the movement is what has been a key to the success of Gustafsson. And as Jon continues to pick away at that leg, we see him being a little bit less nimble every time those kicks land.
Checked. Gustafsson remains engaged. A lot of kicks and good success with the kicks for Jon Jones.
He went with a spinning back kick to the head, Renan Barao style. Look at that.
Shut for a second.
Takedown defense by Gustafsson. Really impressed with that aspect of his game, and that is, look at that jab to the body and then up high. And that's something that he really realized he needed to work on, his grappling, and that's why he came to Alliance. Right hand over the top. After the Phil Davis fight, he knew that he had a hole in his game, and he knew if he wanted to compete with the best fighters in the world, he had to make the move to America and go with the top king.
And not much better than Phil Davis to work on your wrestling with.
Oh, high kick.
Again. Uppercut, level changes by Gustafsson. Third round.
This has been, in Jon's side, the most he's ever been hit inside the octagon by strikes. And the most he's ever been hit clean.
But he keeps on coming.
Nice kick to the body there by Jon. And a return by Gustafsson.
Inside leg kick by the Swede.
And then the real question becomes, what happens as this gets into the championship rounds? Is Gustafsson prepared for that? He's never been there before. Good uppercut, and a good right hand behind it by Gustafsson.
Big jab now to the body. Mixing things up nicely with the hands. Gustafsson again connects. just past the midway point of this championship fight.
The key to Jon's attack has really been the kicks in this fight. That's where he's been the most successful. Nice elliptical kick again, hyperextended the knee. Switches it up, he's looking for the left kick now. Oh, he went with an axe kick. Man. And to the body. Kicks to the body, hard kick, and the left hand behind it. That kick was hard, Mike. And you see Gustafsson taking some big, deep breaths there.
Yeah, Jon has thrown some really good kicks in this fight.
But that was the first time you see Gustafsson open his mouth wide and take big, deep breaths.
Kick jab for the champion. Switching his stance a lot tonight.
He's looking for that left kick again every time he does that. When he goes southpaw.
Gustafsson, 1 of 3 with his takedown attempts. Good hands again. He's finding Jon Jones's face. 45 seconds.
Look at that.
Both men. Gustafsson retreats, gets back to the center of the octagon.
Excellent footwork by Gustafsson. Look at that combination. And a jab and an elbow. Jon's looking for that spin.
Yep,
there's the elbow. Look at that. Gustafsson grabs a hold of him.
Can he get another one? Nope.
Amazing that the takedowns in this fight have been Gustafsson.
Final seconds of the third.
Check that kick.
We are headed to the championship rounds.
And Jon Jones may be losing this fight going into the championship round. Look at this right hand. Oh, that was a thumb to the eye. Man, look at that again. I want to see that again. There's a kick, but it just reached the target. It didn't go through it. Let's look at that right hand again after this elbow, because it looked to me like that right hand was a thumb right to the eye. See, and here's the right hand. Look at that. That's a thumb. That thumb went right into the eye.
My elbows from my clinch. I pull overhooks. Let's focus on position. You're doing a great job.
You get our first job every time. Keep getting our first win every time. You got it? After you hit, angle, go again. After you hit, angle, go again.
How's that, Jon?
Forward pressure, get out first. Let's go. High kicks are working.
That left hand, his is low. You see it. That hand, his is low.
God, big breath.
Glover Teixeira watching very closely. He gets the winner of this fight.
There's a lot of anxiety in the corner of the champion, Mike.
Jones went 5 rounds in his defense in Atlanta against Rashad Evans. He went into the 4th round with Rampage and into the 4th round with Vitor Belfort.
But those were very different fights. There was a very different feel to those fights. This is a very competitive fight. And there's a nice left by Jon.
This is the first time Gustafsson has gone into the championship rounds, and there's that big right hand again.
It's a very different fight than those fights because Jon was in complete control of the Rashad Evans fight by the time he got into the championship rounds.
And the Rampage fight.
Both those fights, he controlled the distance and utilized his strikes. But in this fight, he's the one who's been getting tagged. I mean, look at their faces. Jon has 2 swollen eyes, big cut over the right eye. Here's a nice right hand by Jon. And he can't get a hold of Gustafsson, which is really crazy to see. And there's another thing to consider, and that is the toe of Jon Jones that was badly injured in the Chael Sonnen fight. I know he had a lot of time to recover, but how much of that injury is still lingering?
Good point. He's thrown a lot of kicks, though, Joe.
Yes, he has. But that was a serious injury.
Nasty looking. Again with that right hand, the Swede.
You know, when you see fighters enter the octagon, you never know what kind of injuries they're carrying with them, and almost all of them have something wrong with them come fight time. There's a nice jab by Jon.
And said physically that Gustafsson matches up better than anyone who has ever fought Jon Jones before.
And the combinations he's throwing, just so loose, right to the body, left up top.
But we wondered, could he handle the brilliance of the champion? And thus far, the answer is yes.
And then some.
Statistically, he has the lead.
Nice leg kick by Jon. I would imagine that Jon has the leg kick advantage or the kicking advantage. Is that correct?
Yes. But in overall strikes, it's Gustafsson.
Nice straight jab by Gustafsson. And there's a nice inside leg kick by Jon. And another. But, you know, we're in the 4th round now. I mean, something's got to happen here.
Yep, over 120 significant strikes landed by the challenger.
Oh, again, beautiful left. The most impressive thing has not just been the striking of Gustafsson, but his ability to stuff the takedown.
Yep, and that slip and counter a moment ago. Again, teeing off.
And Jon's got the clinch here. Let's see what he can do with it.
A lot of time to work.
He drops down. He's got his hands clasped together. Let's see the defense of Gustafsson. Can he spread those legs? Can he get that base wide? He got amazing, amazing. And that cut is leaking into his eye badly.
Not only does he avoid the takedown, but those vicious elbows in the ground and pound of Jon Jones.
Look at the cut over the eye of Jon Jones.
And that punch landed early, Joe, in the 1st round of the fight.
And that's got to be impairing his vision. A nice left hook and a jab. Smooth boxing by Gustafsson. And still moving very lightly on his feet.
And again with the right hand.
Here's a takedown attempt again. Stuffed one more time.
Wow.
Despite the fact that he took all those leg kicks, he's still moving very well.
9 for 9.
And another one. He goes up high.
Takedown defense has been perfect for Gustafsson. He has stopped all 9 of Jones's takedown attempts. Oh, nice left by the champion.
Gustafsson takes it well. He steps in with an elbow.
45 seconds left in round 4.
Jon looks for the spin.
Again,
a nice elbow.
Caught him.
Oh, that might have hurt him.
Yeah, that did. Jones with a big
vicious knee and a vicious elbow.
30 seconds left in the round. Gustafsson trying to escape.
And Gustafsson stuffs the takedown even while hurt. Amazing.
20 seconds.
And stays busy.
And again with a big elbow. Watch the clock closely. Gustafsson is hurt.
And he looks for the spin again. Gustafsson's busted up now.
Final seconds of the round.
Flying knee.
Gustafsson is going to survive.
Incredible fight. Incredible fight.
Unbelievable.
Andas. Alex, there's nothing. There's nothing. You can win this now. You can win. Give me the ice.
And here we see Jon Jones misses with the left and Gustafsson connects with the hook. And now, here's the spinning elbow. Boom! Right to the forehead. And that stunned Gustafsson. Let's see it again. Boom! Clear, you see the impact there. Grabs the clinch. Hits him with the knee. Clinches him again. Another knee. Jon Jones' best round. And he may very well have to finish Gustafsson to get a decision here tonight. Who would have thought we'd be going into the 5th round and Jon Jones might have to take Gustafsson out to retain his title.
They are on their feet here inside Air Canada Center. Toronto, Ontario, Canada. 5th and final round. Wow. What a fight. Jones draws blood at the end of the fourth.
And we have no idea if Gustafsson is fully recovered. Gustafsson was in some serious trouble towards the end of the fourth.
He got that left to land early.
Nice right hand and the left behind it by Gustafsson.
Gustafsson counters. Changes levels.
Nice
Jones
kick by
with a
Jon.
kick.
And he goes to the inside leg.
One kick, two punches. Both men busted up. This has been an incredible light heavyweight title fight. One of the best of all time.
And Gustafsson looks to take Jones at nice uppercuts.
4 minutes remain. Oh, nice left by the champion. Superman punch.
And when Jon looks for that right leg forward, look for the kick off the left.
Gustafsson with that right hand again, Joe.
He's looking to go high with that kick. Nice elbow, steps in with it.
Quick uppercuts by the challenger.
Jon's lips are swollen up too now, Mike. And look at this, Gustafsson looking for the takedown. Those punches of Gustafsson are busting up the mouth of Jon Jones. Good right by Jon.
Can he get this one? Finally, on the 10th attempt, Jones gets the takedown.
But he's exhausted, Mike. He's got to pass this guard to do some damage. And Gustafsson is scooting back to the cage. How much does Jon have in the tank now?
Gustafsson right
to
up.
his feet, incredible. And Jon's taking some big, deep breaths here.
As is Alexander Gustafsson.
Jon spit some blood out of his mouth there, Mike.
Midway point of the 5th and final round. The UFC light heavyweight title is on the line. Big head kick.
And Gustafsson just ate it.
Yep.
McCarthy warning them to close their hands.
Gustafsson with a kick.
Gustafsson just put his hands on his hips like he was exhausted. Another head kick. Gustafsson might be in trouble, Mike.
2 minutes on the clock.
Gustafsson looks like he's barely keeping it together with the way he's moving.
Another big kick from Jones.
Look, he's trying to make it look like he's okay, but I don't think he is. I think he's absolutely exhausted here, but still manages to stuff the takedown. Look at how he's moving away.
Gets a couple punches on.
Both of these guys are pushed to their limit.
Spinning elbow from Gustafsson.
What an incredible fight.
90 seconds on the clock. And is Alexander Gustafsson ahead on the scorecards?
He may very well be, Mike. The big round for Jon was obviously the last round, but that might be the only round he's won.
What an incredible title fight.
And Jon may easily be winning this round, though, too, Mike. So all he would need was one of the previous, the first 3.
1 minute remains. Another head kick. So you want to be an ultimate fighter.
What a fight.
45. Jones trying to make history tonight.
Can pull it off down the stretch if he can really put something together to take this round.
30 seconds.
There's that head kick again.
Gustafsson missed with the uppercut.
I'm amazed at Gustafsson's ability to absorb that head kick. And another
again.
incredible.
And an elbow. 15 seconds.
Gustafsson's got a chin on him, man.
10 seconds.
And Gustafsson with a trip.
They're going to go the distance.
Flying knee by Jones.
Wow. What a fight.
Unbelievable. What a fight. That might be the greatest title fight in the history of the light heavyweight division. And I have no idea who won. Incredible.
History on the line tonight. Jon Jones trying to defend for the 6th consecutive time. But Alexander Gustafsson was outstanding. Wow. And landed nearly 200 significant strikes.
What an incredible, incredible fight.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
And there's a beautiful left hook by Gustafsson. And there's a left by Jones. And there's the final takedown where Jones finally got him down. And here's a head kick. Blocked by Gustafsson. So many head kicks by Jones. Not one of them put Gustafsson down. Absolutely incredible fight.
Alexander Gustafsson stopped 11 of Jon Jones's 12 takedown attempts. Is the Swede the new UFC light heavyweight champion? It is in the hands of the judges now. First, we saw Anderson Silva defeated by Chris Weidman. Will we see a changing of the guard here at 205? Nine-fight winning streak on the line for Jones. Truly, he has never been defeated. His only loss was by disqualification against Matt Hamill. Let's find out who the light heavyweight champion is with the official decision. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 48-47, 48-47, and 49-46 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still the undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Jon Bones Jones.
He sets the record here tonight in his toughest challenge yet.
The winner and still champion, Jon Jones. How good did that feel when you heard that?
Man, I tell you what, I've been asking for a dogfight for a long time, and I finally got that dogfight I've been looking for. Tonight was a blessing in so many ways. Got the victory, and I got to prove a lot to myself. I'm not satisfied. I got to do a lot more work in the gym to stay on top of my game.
Coming into this fight against Gustafsson, what was the game plan, and what, if anything, by Alexander surprised you?
Hey, he was just a tough fighter. You know what? I spent a lot of time in my boxing in this camp. Maybe that wasn't the best idea. I should have been like water and used more versatility. But I tell you what, hats off to Alexander. That was by far my toughest fight. And like I said, I got to really exercise my warrior spirit tonight, which is makes me more happier than getting the win.
Were you surprised when he took you down? It was the first time you've been taken down your UFC career.
No, I wasn't surprised. He caught me out of position, and he had a lot of tenacity to finish that shot. Felt really sloppy tonight. Like I said, man, I got to exercise my warrior spirit. That means a lot more than the W to me.
Well, that is a very honest assessment, champ. And take a look up at the big screen. The 4th round, you had him in some big trouble. Towards the end of the 4th, you hit him with this beautiful spinning elbow. Did you have a sense of desperation? Did you feel like you needed to finish the fight at this point?
You know, I knew that the rounds were really tough. I knew he scored those takedowns. Yeah, safe to say I had some desperation. I was just trying to stay calm and stay focused. But I tell you what, Alexander was very game, and that guy definitely has a chin on him.
Congratulations on your victory, and we look forward to seeing you again. You are still the champion.
God bless you all. Thank you so much for coming out. Team Jones, we're still here, baby. It's a beautiful night for me, beautiful night.
The champion, Jon Jones, ladies and gentlemen.
With the victory, Jones joins Anderson Silva, George St. Pierre, and Royce Gracie as the 4th fighter in UFC history to earn 10 consecutive wins. Now, Alexander Gustafsson.
All right, I'm here with Alexander Gustafsson. Alexander, what an incredible performance. Amazing in every aspect. Your takedown defense was impeccable. Your boxing was amazing. You're the first guy to ever take him down inside the octagon. When the scorecards were counted, did you think that you were the winner?
Thank you so much. It's just an honor for me to fight the champ, and he's the champ for a reason. You know, I will learn from this, and I'll come back much stronger. I'm just starting my career, and I got tons of fights to do, and I want to thank all my sponsors. I want to thank All-Star Gym, Team Alliance. I want to thank all you guys out here, man. I love you guys, and because of you, it motivates us to push harder. Thank you.
Alexander, it's been a pleasure watching you learn and grow inside the octagon. Tonight was your finest performance to date. Thank you very much for an amazing fight.
Thank you so much.
They love their Swedes here in Toronto. The Hall of Famer Mats Sundin, the longtime Maple Leaf, and tonight they give a ton of love to Alexander Gustafsson from Stockholm, Sweden, who just gave Jon Jones the biggest challenge of his mixed martial arts career. But in the end, the belt remains around the waist of Jon Jones, and he sets a new UFC record with his 6th consecutive title defense of the light heavyweight belt, surpassing the Hall of Famer Tito Ortiz. Unbelievable fight, like Joe said, perhaps the best title fight in light heavyweight history. And one of the greatest that you and I have had the honor to call.
Without a doubt, and I was really impressed with Jon's assessment of his performance and his outlook on it. The way he approached it, saying that it was a blessing, saying that it was a dogfight, giving his props to Gustafsson. It was really close. It was an amazing fight, and the boxing of Gustafsson, the takedowns, the fact that he took Jon down twice, I mean, really, really impressive. From the very first round, we got to see Gustafsson land that glancing right hand, and that caused a lot of problems. And of course, this takedown in the first round, and then this beautiful elbow by Jon Jones. And the elbows were perhaps his most effective weapon in this fight. There's another elbow, that stepping in elbow by Jon, and a head kick over the top of the shoulder of Gustafsson. And then in round 3, we started to see Gustafsson connect with some solid punches and a beautiful spinning elbow. In round 4, what we saw in round 4 was Jon Jones realizing that his title may be in jeopardy. And this big spinning elbow was his answer to that. There's another look at that. And Gustafsson was in some serious trouble towards the end of round 4. And then in round 5, Gustafsson lands his left hand, and Jon Jones lands a stiff left of his own. And then finally was able to take Gustafsson down. But Gustafsson got back up to his feet. Jon landed several head kicks. And Gustafsson at many times looked wobbly and exhausted. But Jon Jones at the end of the day pulled it out. And look at him limping back to his locker room. Easily the toughest fight of his career. Easily the closest call that he's ever been a part of. Amazing, amazing fight. Amazing effort by Gustafsson. And a fantastic fight for the fans to watch.
And Jon Jones did exactly what he talked to you about. He showed his warrior spirit. He was put into the deep waters on frequent occasion, but yet he continued to come forward.
Yeah, his will was tested undoubtedly tonight as Glover Teixeira looks at us hanging over our shoulder. I mean, what an amazing, amazing fight. We got to see Jon Jones pushed to the limit, and we got to see Alexander Gustafsson show what he's capable of, show that he has learned and grown since his time in the octagon. We have seen massive improvements from this young man, the pinnacle of that being tonight and his incredibly close title effort.
Great performance by the challenger, Alexander Gustafsson. Jones remains the champion. We check out some earlier action. Unbeaten in the octagon since his time on season 14 of The Ultimate Fighter, Roland DeLorme is hunting for his 3rd straight UFC win as he fights Alex Caceres.
ready? You ready? Fight!
And here we go. Southpaw Caceres in the white trunks. Black trunks for Roland Delorme. Born and raised in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Oh, spinning back fist.
Caceres loves to use flashy techniques, very unpredictable and creative in there. And Roland Delorme has really improved since we saw him in The Ultimate Fighter. Really capitalized on his time in the house and the experience from that, and has really grown since then. Both guys have.
Delorme 3-0 inside the octagon since his time as a member of Team Miller on season 14 of The Ultimate Fighter.
I like how Caceres is leaping in with that snappy jab. That right hand southpaw jab. Uses the front leg side kick as well. Even threw a jab to the thigh there. Covering a lot of distance with that hard jab, Mike. That's a snapping jab.
Delorme trying to answer now.
Good movement by Caceres as well. Delorme, in the beginning of this round, seems to be having a problem with the speed and the ability to close the distance that Caceres is showing. Good combination there.
And then Caceres was able to get out of the way of the counter.
Yeah, he's moving very well.
Caceres, one of those guys who always seems to have fun when he's in battle inside the octagon. Always had a smile on his face during his season. Oh, he got tagged.
Oh, big shot.
Tagged by a left hand.
Good timing there by Delorme. Delorme fell right into mounted crucifix position. Very nicely done by
bad
Delorme.
for Alex Caceres,
But look at this. Caceres rolls out of it nicely and gets the back of Delorme. Beautiful job by Caceres.
Got a hook in.
He's trying to lock up that body triangle, Mike, but loses position and winds up on the bottom now.
What a scramble.
What a scramble indeed. Good job by Delorme recovering, and good job by Caceres in taking his back. And Caceres holding on to that one hand. He wants to hip escape here, turn his left hip. But look at that. Good job by Delorme in sneaking in that hook, the bottom hook there. It's a battle here on the ground, very technical. Delorme wanting to lock up that body triangle, but Caceres, good job, Caceres hip escaping, grabbing a hold of that left leg of Delorme. Delorme's trying to get the arm under the neck here. Caceres has got to buck and explode, shift to his right, too late. Delorme got that hook in, that right hook, the right foot, trapping the left inner thigh. Now he's got a full back mount here. Delorme really looking for that rear naked choke, and Caceres looking to pry it off of his chin.
Delorme, a black belt in judo and a brown belt in jiu-jitsu.
And Caceres flattened out here now. Delorme's on top of him, dropping bombs. Couple of good hard shots by Delorme, trying to soften him up.
He's really looking for that choke too, Joe.
Yeah, as Alex turns to his right, he's got to protect himself from that right hook. If that right hook goes in, he's right back to the drawing board. He's got to make sure, there it is, there's that right hook, that right leg of Delorme. Brought him right back to square one. Alex got a little progress there, but failed to block that hook. He's got to make sure he blocks the left. Make sure he blocks that left hook. Delorme slides that right leg under Mike and tries to lock it up with a body triangle. Good control here by Delorme. Trying for that choke.
Caceres looking to defend the ground and pound. There's a good shot.
Very good shots here by Delorme. These are hard shots. Caceres he's trying to stand up, Mike. Delorme's trying to flatten him out again, and he gets it again. Caceres is going to hip escape again and wind up in half guard. You got to push that knee down.
Oh, he's in the mount.
Yeah, he lost the transition, that critical moment in the transition where he had to push that knee down and trap it between his legs. Now he's pushing it back into place. See how he's doing that? It's a real technical battle here on the ground. And Delorme looking for an arm triangle now. Trying to get in position to trap that. He's still locked in a half guard, but it's a really open half guard here, and Delorme is slowly but surely constricting down into this position. Alex moves more towards his stomach, making Delorme give up that position and goes back to the back again. But now Caceres is up.
Over the top.
Oh, beautiful job by Delorme of controlling the position. But look at Alex rolls out of it.
Now he's out of it.
Oh, this is a wild scramble.
And some big shots. And now it's Caceres.
Wow. The transitions are moving so fast it's impossible to call. And both guys still fresh on their
feet. Look at this. Final seconds of the round, Joe. Caceres really pushing forward.
This is the polar opposite of the first fight.
That's it, boys. There we go. Up you go. Look at me. You're good.
Take it. Okay.
Water.
Water. Ok. Ale, cuando estés echando para atrás no bajes la guardia y muévete en círculo, no recto hacia atrás. No recto hacia atrás, en círculo. Acuérdate bien. Atrás no, recto no, en círculo. Great coach.
In and out. You got it, man. That was a beauty round. Slow everything down. It's all about recovery now. Sip of water. You know you got the hand to finish.
And let's take a look at that left hand by Roland Delorme right on the jaw of Caceres. And he goes down, and Delorme is all over him. But, man, what a scramble this ground battle was. Beautiful job by Delorme of rolling and taking the back as Caceres tried to get out of that position. They exchanged top and bottom several times. Delorme, though, got the better of it for the most part when it went to the ground. And he certainly got the better of it with that big left hand that dropped Caceres. Delorme was in top position, Joe, for just over 3 minutes in the first round. I was impressed, though, by the defense of Caceres on the ground, his ability to avoid the submission attempts, the talented jiu-jitsu stylist, Delorme. Both guys fighting long. Nice left hand there by Alex. You had talked about that in the singing jab earlier, too. Well, Delorme was unsuccessful for the beginning of that round, but when he found his range, he certainly had a big impact with that left hand. So that's got to give him confidence that he can do that. And he was also very patient and looking for that opening and really stepped in solidly with that left hand. Caceres very light on his feet. And he really snaps that jab in. Tried the counter uppercut and then the right cross. That's a nice right-left there by Caceres. Again, with that uppercut, Delorme comes from different angles. Caceres is doing a great job of moving out of the way of most of the shots. Nice knee. Beautiful knee. Good body right to the body and the left there by Delorme. And another knee. Delorme seems to have the more impact when he does land. Caceres just pushes him off. And Caceres tries to take his back here. Hammer fist. Delorme trying to get right up. Knee to the thigh. That's big. That's a nice knee. See him turn the hip over on the first one. And they separate back to the center. Caceres' corner wanted him to separate and get back into the striking battle. Yeah, Alex is doing a real good job of sticking moving, Mike. Leans in with that left pop and then slides right out of the range. Very fundamental with the 1-2 down the middle. Caceres has had success with that tonight. Yeah, what are the numbers on connect ratio? Because it seems like Caceres is connecting far more with the strikes. Total strikes landed. Caceres 64%, 41% for Delorme, Joe. So that illustrates your point. Look at this scramble. Another mad scramble on the ground. Delorme on top, though. A lot of time to work. It looks like he's going for a Darce here, Mike. If he can slide that hand all the way through, he's very close to a position for a Darce, defending the takedown as well. Oh, big knee by Alex. But Delorme takes him down momentarily. This is a great fight. And Alex is looking for a guillotine here, it looks like. Well, we're seeing all facets of mixed martial arts here, and we're seeing him at a very quick pace, as you mentioned. Good scramble by Alex. Good job getting out of there. Caceres right back, ready to engage. This is a wild fight. Again, Alex just sliding right out of range and then connecting as he moves back in. Yeah, sizable striking advantage statistically to Alex Caceres. Well, it's pretty evident when we're watching it that he's the one who's able to judge the movement better. His spatial intelligence seems to be a little bit better. His ability to move seems to be a little bit better. But Delorme seems to be getting the better of it once it goes to the ground. Nice lead hook. Good right hand by Delorme. Delorme to the body. Kind of faked the takedown there.
Delorme with the body kick blocked. Delorme tried to step in with that uppercut there. That's a risky move. Opens himself up for the counter, especially with Alex, that stiff right hand hook he throws. Oh, good right hand by Delorme. John Crouch yelling out for Alex to circle and try to get to his back, but of course the underhook by Delorme is preventing that.
Caceres, born and raised in Miami, but made a change and went to train at the lab in Glendale, Arizona, suburban Phoenix.
Yeah, the lab is really emerging as one of the premier MMA camps in North America today. John Crouch doing a fantastic job there. Of course, the former champ Benson Henderson down there, and Jamie Varner, and many, many, many other fighters. A lot of talented, really young, upcoming guys coming out of that area.
Missing the spinning back fist Caceres late in the round.
Good job, boys.
That's it, that's it. Hands up. All relax. First round is totally yours. Second round is a lot closer, but you did damage. You're finding a home for that right hand. Sip of water. Okay. Slow down, good posture. Open those lungs up. When you got him backing up, you got to follow it up, right? He's not moving out in and out anymore. When he throws, you can throw. You've got more power. You know it, okay? His footwork's not the same anymore. He's standing in the pocket for you. That's where he wants.
Look at this knee by Caceres. Right to the jaw. Roland caught it, but was unable to take him down with it. And then Roland steps in with a nice right hand. Roland seems to be putting a little bit more to his punches, but Alex is certainly landing more.
About 2-1 statistically. Third and final round. You ready? You ready? Wait! Alex Caceres and Roland Delorme, bantamweight battle here in Toronto. Looking for that 1-2 again, inside leg kick.
Nice Superman punch.
Caceres turned his back momentarily.
Delorme's corner a big concern in that round, saying it was pretty close. That Roland got the first, but Caceres may have gotten the second.
Probably a fair assessment.
Yeah, they want Roland to really turn it on this round and take Alex to the ground. That's where he's doing his best work.
Yeah, he had a lot of control in round one, Joe. He's very precise tonight, and landing at a high percentage is Caceres, landing at over 60%.
And if you notice the way he's throwing his shots, Mike, there's very little wind-up. He's just popping them out there.
Which is great for fatigue as well.
Yes, because he's not throwing 100% effort into these shots. He's just trying to touch them. Just trying to touch them and land, touch them and land. And he's doing so very nicely. Delorme looking for the takedown there. Try to hip toss. He has a blue belt.
Pop, and out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. But Caceres has now got his back. Delorme is a more decorated ground fighter, brown belt in jiu-jitsu, blue belt in judo.
John Moraga, another member of the lab, who's a great training partner for Alex Caceres. Efrain Escudero, former UFC fighter, also at the lab in Glendale, Arizona.
Yeah, I really enjoy watching these camps sort of form and see them grow. And as we said, the lab is one of the ones that's really come into its own over the last few years. Nice right hook there by Caceres as he moved away from Delorme's charge.
Standing strike, sizable advantage for Bruce Leroy.
Yeah, that's a big lead.
Yeah.
And it's pretty evident in the face of Delorme as well. Nice to the body, to the head again.
Just very comfortable, and as you said, just not a lot of energy wasted in the way he's throwing his combinations.
Look at him, he looks very fresh and not concerned. You know, I mean, the way he's moving around, very calm.
And he got caught, too, earlier.
Yep, but look at that beautiful uppercut. From the outside, under the arm. Nicely done. There's that right hook that he does as he slides away. And there's the knee.
DeLorme caught the leg. Now he wants to jump on him.
But Alex right up to his feet. Let's see if he can defend the takedown. Got to spread those legs. He's got control of that left wrist, though. Wants to keep those hands from clasping together. Uh-oh, now DeLorme's got it. And immediately
right back up.
Is out. Nicely done by Alex.
Oh, and right back into engage. Final 2 minutes of the fight.
He threw the knee, and DeLorme caught it again. But I think Alex is pretty confident that he can stuff the takedowns now that DeLorme is tired a bit. Look at this. Alex takes his back.
Ground and pound.
Good shots by Alex. He's looking for that knee. There it is. Alex really coming on strong in this round.
And he breaks.
This is a beautiful round for Caceres.
Yes. Very dominant. The amount of punches that have landed from Caceres have worn down Roland DeLorme. Came over the top with the counter right, though.
Yeah, DeLorme, the effort that DeLorme's been having and put forth to try to reach Caceres as well. And when he's throwing punches, he's putting everything behind them.
I mean, he's trying to muster something up here, but nice spinning back kick, and
look at that, he went low and high. Alex is getting loose.
45 seconds on the clock.
And let's see his guard here.
Yep. DeLorme in top position.
This could be dangerous for Alex, though. If DeLorme can steal this round, if he can get something done in the next 30 seconds, really impressive and make an impression on the judges, that may be enough to win this fight. And Alex looking to control that wrist and lock up a triangle here.
They're going to push him off. Up kick. Final 15 seconds. Final seconds of this fight. And they go the distance. Alex Caceres and Roland DeLorme.
There's that nice lead right hook by Caceres. Very nicely done. And you see how he's throwing him. Look how casual he is. Look, pop, 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 pop. Very little. This is a nice uppercut under the arm. Very little effort, though. He's not straining himself, not blowing himself out. And that was evident in that third round by how fresh he was. Very intelligently fought fight by Caceres in that regard.
Joey utilizes that long style with the karate and kung fu base and lands it over 60% in his total strikes. 101 standing strikes, 91, an outstanding takedown defense for Alex Caceres here tonight against Roland DeLorme, who attempted 3 submissions, but Caceres was able to defend. Those were in the first round.
One takedown is all he got.
Yeah, only one.
John Crouch sounds very confident that Alex Caceres has earned his 4th career UFC win.
How was it 100% takedown defense when the fight ended and he was on his back?
He slipped. Yeah, he slipped. Caceres got fancy and he slipped, so they didn't score the takedown.
They don't count that as a takedown.
Correct, yeah.
So they only count it from the attempts.
Absolutely, yeah.
I wonder if the judges look at it that way, though. That's the problem.
That's the $1 million question.
Yeah.
Tough first round for Bruce Leroy.
Best hair in MMA?
No question. Yeah.
Might be.
He's right up there.
Seems like it's getting bigger every year, too. How long can you keep that going before it weighs your head down when it gets wet?
You know what? I can't answer that.
Maybe it's good for the neck in training. Have a big, heavy head.
Yeah.
Move the neck around.
Muscles. It prevents getting choked out. Here's Bruce Buffer, thank goodness, with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 29-28, Caceres. 29-28, DeLorme. And 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Alex Bruce Leroy Caceres.
A nice win earlier tonight for Alex Caceres, Mike Glover, Joe Rogan, joined by Glover Teixeira. 20-fight win streak, and the next man in line for the light heavyweight championship. You will fight Jon Jones next, but first, how great a fight was that Gustafsson-Jones main event tonight, Glover?
Oh my God, man! It's like I think one of the best fights I have ever seen, man. It's like a great fight, great fight.
Did you score it the way the judges did?
Yeah, I did. I did like 49-46. Yeah. I thought Gustafsson won the first round, but I think Jones kept the pressure on. I mean, got him in trouble for a little bit between the rounds there. You keep thinking like, oh, it's gonna be a knockout. But in the end, I was just like, by the fifth round, I just wanted to finish the fight. No knockouts or submission. Just wanted the fight to go to the distance.
Now, watching a fight like that and knowing that you're going to fight Jon Jones in the future, was it better for you to watch a long, drawn-out, 5-round fight where you got to see weaknesses, you got to see strengths?
Yeah, definitely, man. You know, you watch a fight like that, and I was watching both of them for a second. I was like, who's going to fight over here, you know? Because at first I thought Jon Jones was going to take him down and beat him in the ground, but after the first round, I was like, okay, maybe I need to watch more of Gustafsson. But no, yeah, you have to watch. You watch a fight like that, it's great. You see a lot of weakness. You see when he's strong, and everybody talk about Jon Jones on his back, and we see today the way he's gonna move when I put him in his back, you know.
When you put him on his back, I like how you said that as a fact. Let's take a look at that first round where he did get taken down. The first time in Jon Jones' career, we saw the fight open up. Jon lands a real nice elbow. Jon landed some good shots, but Gustafsson was getting off some clean boxing. And that was really surprising to me. And here we're seeing Jon being successful, but there was a lot of beautiful combinations that were landed by Gustafsson in this fight. This is the fourth round where Jon finally had Gustafsson hurt, and he moved in for the kill. And then finally in the fifth, got the takedown. Before that, Gustafsson was able to stuff every single one of the takedowns.
Yeah, man, you know, Gustafsson, he showed like incredible heart, you know, and this guy stopped all the takedowns, you know, and I mean, it's a great. Jones is like he's not a counter takedown. He don't go for takedown. He don't get a time on takedown. He pushed the guys against the fence, and he got great wrestler, but he's not like a counter take. He's not gonna take guys down like a counter, you know.
Do you think that part of what was troubling him tonight was the distance? That for the first time he's fighting a guy who has the same type of length advantage that he has?
Yeah, it's got to be the distance, man. I mean, for sure was the distance. You know, he's kind of he was lost. He looked lost over there in the first round. And I mean, as a champion, he is come back and did a great job in the last few rounds. But
that brings up the question for you, though, Glover, is you're not 6'5". You're very lethal. You haven't lost in a long time, but you're not 6'5", so you're going to have to counter that 84.5-inch reach. How will you do it?
Hey, Mike Tyson never complained when he was short, man. He was short that everybody he fought. So, hey, I got to watch that guys and watch Jon Jones getting inside and hit him. Hit him and out-wrestle him, you know. He's a tough guy to beat, but hey, I'm going to prepare myself. I'm going to come after that guy.
And Jon got hit a lot tonight. Did he show you some warrior spirit?
Yeah, he did. He did show warrior champion, but hey, if I hit him that much, he's not going to stand.
Yeah, and that brings up a very good point. One of your strong suits is your boxing, and that was highlighted in your victory recently over Ryan Bader. Your ability to take a shot and counter cleanly and be able to hurt a guy badly with one shot. When you see that, I mean, let's take a look at your fight here with Ryan Bader. Oh, here's just just a highlight reel of you. When you watch Jon Jones tonight, it seemed like that was his weakness, was his boxing.
Yeah, a little bit. You know, Jon Jones has some weakness, of course. Everybody does, you know. And but you have to capitalize on he's a pressure guy, but he's trying to counter you. He keep pushing forward and trying to counter you. Have to capitalize on that and got to study him a little more and come to the fight. No, but hey, he's a great champion and he showed great heart today and becoming on top.
Did you gain confidence by his performance tonight?
Yeah, I get confidence every time I step in the ring, man. You know, it's not about like watching him doing bad performance. That I wanted him to do great. You know, I was actually cheering for him, even though Gustafsson come down. Like I say, in the third round over there, I was like, hey, man, I don't care who wins this fight. You know, this guy's showed tremendous heart. He come here. That one of the best fight I ever see, and just whoever win, you know. But like, I wanted Jones to win, and.
That's a great attitude. You're a class act, Glover. You really are.
And Alexander Gustafsson proved a lot to the entire world tonight, that he truly was the top contender. Now it's your spot, Glover, but how impressed were you with the young Swede? And he truly is just a youngster in this game.
Man, I was very impressed with him of his takedown defense. Yeah. Very impressed. I mean, he's proved a lot, and the fact that he tried to take Bones Jones a couple times on the ground, that was incredible. I mean, he did take him first round, but he tried later on, and that was great.
Well, we're really looking forward to you challenging for the title against Jon Bones Jones. Thank you for all the great fights you put so far in the octagon. We've really enjoyed them very much. Can't wait to see you fight for the title.
Hey, thank you guys. I'll be coming back, and you know, I'm gonna put a show.
Can't wait. One quick thought before we let you go on your fellow Brazilian, Renan Barao, in the spinning back kick to the head knockout.
I was so happy for that fight, man. I mean, the guy is like, the guy he fought is a great boxer, and he come back with that spin back. I see him do that all the time in the gym, that spin back kick, and he put a lot of guys down in the gym with that, and I was hoping he'd do it one time in a fight, and today.
Yeah, and now you want to be the next guy to bring a belt to Brazil. Renan Barao's knockout was truly a highlight reel knockout. Let's take a look at it. Glover, take us through it.
Oh, my God, look at that. The guy thought he was going to go to the body. It's kind of slide a little bit to the side of his head, but hey, he's so strong with that kick, man. He got the time perfect.
It's very rare you see that kick to the head.
Yeah, he's doing it all the time, man. But I mean, we saw him do it before fight, and today it was just like right on time. This guy was out.
Yeah, he is a wild, dynamic fighter. That was a real treat to watch. I'm looking forward to him against Dominic Cruz.
Me too, man. And I think it's going to be a great fight. I think Barao is probably going to take that fight. I hope to take that fight. Dominic is a great fighter. It's awkward to fight him, but he's been 2 years out. We never know what Dominic is going to come back, you know?
It's true. It's a long time out for the champ.
Obrigado, my friend.
Obrigado.
Can't wait to see you fight for the title. Glover Teixeira on a 20-fight win streak. Up next for the champion who defended his belt for the 6th consecutive time tonight, Jon Bones Jones, the best at 205 pounds.
UFC 165, Jones versus Gustafsson, has been brought to you by UltimatePoker.com. Visit to win your ultimate UFC experience. And by Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, in stores October 29th. Also coming on PlayStation 4 system and Xbox One.